Who is this guy? I've never heard of such a fierce person in the armor circle. Surrounded him in one breath. You can't escape. Ah. This vulture doesn't look like a match for Jiuyo's solo journey at all. That goes without saying. The synchronization rate is only 37. I really don't know how he cultivated this base period. However, this guy's repair skills are quite skilled, and he managed to fix such a long wound on his chest in half a second. It's a bit interesting. I also want to have a fight with this vulture later. Quick, look at Jiuyo's unique and deadly magic. The white bird is instantly killed. 6 minutes and 54 seconds is also considered a protracted battle for Jiuyo Lone Ranger, who is good at flash killing. This move. Oh, that's not right. How is this possible? Crystal Armor World Icy Battlefield. Vulture wins. How is that possible? Is there a mistake? How could it be that Jiuyo was beheaded while walking alone? What just happened? Fast and slow motion replay. Bird stem instant kill. 9 You solo, this is killing yourself. Jiuyo solitary residence. I actually lost. Was that knife just now a coincidence or not? I want to see what's going on. This is not a coincidence, it's a terrible trap. Starting from the 4th minute, every attack I made failed to hit half of my opponent's vital area. Icy Battlefield. It turns out that my tactics have been fully understood by the opponent in each attack. Damn it, even the white bird's 1000 instant kill was led by the other party's nose and executed. Opening vulture hit challenge record. This guy's strength is unfathomable. Maybe they are test drivers from the 3 major crystal armor refining centers. The challenge order of Jiuyo Solo is 41st place. How long has it been? Why does this guy have so much time to accept everyone? You have selected the random map of Shattered Star Sea Battlefield. Shattered Star Sea Battlefield. A meteorite shattered a power symbol array. Good opportunity. Was hit by meteorite Ed Stone. How could it happen later? Win. No, this person is really lucky, isn't he? Impossible. Did this guy even calculate the chain changes at the top after colliding with the flight trajectories of thousands of meteorites? Using seemingly clumsy movements to constantly adjust one's position, intentionally luring the opponent onto the path passed by the meteorite. What terrifying computing power is required for this? Half an hour later. It's really hard to understand the mentality of experts playing house games. Vulture wins 15 consecutive victories. Chiefing Battlefield. This is a master, isn't it? How could it have been so lucky all along? This person is pretending to be a pig, eating tigers, and playing with us. How could this happen when I go? The competition has ended, and the vultures have won 16 consecutive victories. Vulture wins 16 consecutive victories. Can this spike be imprinted into the divine card? What's going on? I didn't even see clearly for 3 seconds at the beginning. The master of the lying trough went berserk. This guy is not pretending to be a pig and eating tigers. He is observing and summarizing everyone's combat patterns and rules. Now he has observed clearly. What kind of monster is this? The next opponent of Vulture is Black Chess. Isn't this the small account of the top 5 armored warriors in the arena? Hee, this garlic smell is stimulating. Black chess players information. Black chess player building base 89 wins 34 losses synchronization rate 79. Explosive desert battlefield. 10 minutes later. Yeah, the two of them have been circling around without attacking. This one is so boring. Previously, the vulture pretended to be hit and set a new trap in the trap of the black chess player under the yellow sand. This secret battle is really exciting. 21 minutes later. Black chess player wins. The black chess player set countless vicious traps in the process of circling, but they were repeatedly resolved by vultures. The top armors from the 5 major arenas fought with vultures for over 20 minutes before finally defeating them. Who exactly is this vulture? 5 hours later, the Golden Horn training room. I'm so hungry. The black chess player just now was really amazing. His layout ability is completely inferior to mine. Maybe his computing power is even higher than mine. Unfortunately, the strength of the virtual body is too weak, and it dies with just a gentle poke. Otherwise, I have more than 10 ways to kill a black chess player. Wu Jinxiang, we need to try other classic battle armors from the Flying Star realm next. But we still need to adjust our strength to avoid attracting too much attention. 1 month later, the Golden Horn training room. I was playing against the war zone and various experts with great enthusiasm, and unexpectedly, a month had passed unnoticed. You should have mastered many combat methods in the Flying Star world, haha. However, they intentionally adjusted their strength to avoid attracting attention. After experiencing hundreds of battles and maintaining a winning rate of 65, I should have also developed my skills. However, during the queue, some theories can be further filtered and refined, but in short, they have benefited greatly. And according to this information, there are a few planets in the Flying Star realm inhabited by barbarians who have a deep hostility towards the inhabitants of the starry sky. Are there cultivators among the barbarians? And how does hostility come about? It seems that there are still many mysteries hidden in the Flying Star world. After drifting for over a month, the 1,000-sail star domain has finally arrived. I don't know how many mysteries of the Flying Star realm can be explored there. 3 days later, the bridge of the Golden Horn ship. The Qianfan Star domain is ahead. Yao, we succeeded. We have finally arrived at the 1,000-sail star domain. Roar, roar, hot spring liquor, beauty. I'm here. This is what those sailed-like things in the 1,000-sail star domain are. That is a spiritual energy belt that condenses spiritual energy and is used to collect spiritual energy. Our Golden Horn also installed a set of sails like this at the previous supply point. Activate the spiritual energy belt sail. Detecting sails and capturing spiritual energy. Above the bridge of the Golden Horn. This psychic rain is so satisfying. Cool. Fantastic. Ling Yu is here. It's so comfortable. Golden Horn number 1 training cabin. Dream Square. There is a virtual square called Dream Square in the spiritual network of Qianfan Star Domain, which gathers a large amount of the latest information. Treasure Shop. Refinery Room. Ichari Arena. Repair Workshop. Compared to the arena. Activate half-step Taishu illusion mode. Wow. Transfer market. Talent market. Competition information exchange center. Sect entrance test registration office. Ha ha ha, hello. This fellow Taoist comes from the Dajiao Armor Division. Who are you? My name is Hao Lingtong and I am a disciple of the Falcon sect. I am a headhunter who specializes in helping outstanding talents like Dao Yu find suitable sections. You know I'm an outstanding talent without even knowing who I am. Your Bighorn Armor Division has become very famous recently, crossing over 10 star domains to hunt down Storm Prison Star thieves and forcefully breaking into the Dark Flame Star Belt. I heard that you also encountered True Spirit Fusion and escaped from life. What a thrilling miracle. You all know now. Well, now the entire Qianfan Star domain and even the entire cultivation world have heard of you. Having gone through so much armor cultivation like you, regardless of experience, it's definitely outdated. Dao Yu, let me give you a brief introduction first. There won't be any loss. Believe me, I am the chef of the Bighorn Armor Division, and I can help you sell at sky-high prices. How about this? I'll pay you 500 Feishin coins and you can introduce me to some information. We need to go. Let's go over there. Good. That's it. Please sit down. I am an alchemist who wants to be exposed to the cutting-edge theories and supernatural abilities in the cultivation world, with a focus on practical application. Of course, I can meet any requirement you have. Feishing University. The most cutting-edge theories and supernatural powers in the cultivation world are undoubtedly Feishing University and Tianqing Academy. Tianqing Academy. You can apply for the graduate schools of these two universities. By the way, what is your educational background? Self-taught talent. There are still many schools and training institutions that can provide opportunities for further cultivation. The 6 major sects in Tianqing City also have public entrance tests, and these. Joining a sect is inevitably plagued by complicated sectarian affairs. What is it? The Qixia sect has opened a new waterway and recruited waterway guards to accept employment, who can practice 70% of the sect's classic martial arts. In 1 month, the Kongshan sword competition will be held in the fragmented world of Kongshan Domain. Kongshan Luenjian. Kongshan Luenjian is an annual grand event in the Qianfan Star Domain. Jointly organized by the 3 major crystal armor refining centers, targeting young alchemists under the age of 40. What is this competition better than? Since it is called Luenjian, it is a melee weapon that is more refined than swords and knives. Entering the top 10 alchemists will be favored by the 3 major crystal armor refining centers. However, there are countless young alchemists participating in the competition every year. There are also many legitimate successors of the ancient refining school who claim to be swordsmiths. Sword is the ancestor of the 100 armies. The ancient cultivation of the true realm's flying sword represents a precious treasure. The swordsmith is a very ancient title. It seems that these refining families have a profound foundation. If you want to experience it, you can, but if you want to enter the 3 major crystal armor refining centers through the competition, you still. I have decided to participate in the Empty Mountain Sword competition, advance to the top 3, and enter the Heavenly Holy City. Is this kid a fool? Enter the top 3. On the bench next to Dream Square. In the virtual space, Taoist friends can directly pass through the teleportation array. Open the registration counter for the Kongshan Sword competition. The good reward has been paid to you. Who is this person? It's great to be in the top 3. What about him? Just give me a reward anyway. Registration office for Kongshan Sword competition. This is the registration point for Kongshan Luenjian. It's really spectacular. It seems that these are the descendants of the refining clan. It seems that there are quite a few people at the registration office over there. Hurry up and queue up. Mo Tianxue, I actually saw the Mo family. After 7 years, the Mo family finally has another child to participate in the Empty Mountain Sword debate. This is really big news. I heard that Huangfu Xiaoya, the most outstanding swordsmith among the younger generation of the Huangfu family, signed up for the competition a few days ago, and now Mo Tianxue is also here. It seems that the competition in this year's Kongshan sword competition will be very fierce. The 2 sword-making families that have been fighting for thousands of years will once again stage a new round of confrontation. Mo Tianxue, the most talented disciple of the younger generation of the Mo family, a millennium-old swordsmith family. Oh my god, he's from the Mo family, one of the 2 strongest sword-making families in the Flying Star realm. It's better to quickly register and find a place to practice in the illusory realm where there are no real details to be seen. Senior brother Mo is still so handsome. Come and register with me, hurry up. Xiaonan, a freshman in the refining department of Feishing University. Hello, sign up. Cough cough. Okay, please register first. Name, Li Yao, born in the outskirts of the Star Sea. Experience, growing up with lost parents, I practiced alone in the ruins of an ancient battlefield. I received guidance from a master and now work as a weapon refiner in the Dajiao Armor Division. I've filled it out. Hello Li Dao Yu, the information organizer will conduct a review. Due to the large number of participants who have registered for the Kongshan sword competition, we will arrange a test for selection. The test is very simple. When you enter test room 11, there are 300 structural diagrams of melee weapons. You need to find the top 10 most powerful ones within 1 minute. If you find it completely correctly, you can directly receive the invitation letter for Kongshan Loenjian. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake, as long as the power of the magic weapon you find accumulates and ranks among the top 3,000 applicants, you can also receive an invitation letter. Good. Senior brother Mo is really handsome. He looks so dashing and suave, as if he has walked out of a painting. Brother Mo, I am your fan. Brother Mo is so handsome. Brother Mo, please sign your name. No, what did I just say? 1 minute or 10 minutes? It's over. I meant 10 minutes, right? How is it possible to select the top 10 most powerful magic weapon structure diagrams from 300 within 1 minute? Don't worry, there's a countdown prompt in the testing room and you'll know it's 10 minutes. This test takes 55 seconds. The same applicant needs higher-level permissions to participate in the second test, and now they will be scolded by the teacher. Sorry, I just... Li Yao's test results. 10 treasures locked, number 14, number 56, number 9, number 267. 100% accuracy, locked in order, sorted by magic weapon destructive power, passed through. What's up? No, it's nothing. Although these 300 close combat magic weapon structure diagrams are common treasures on the market, the cunning masters at the 3 major crystal armor refining centers have set many traps. Among them, there are 28 types of magic weapons with subtle changes in their structural diagrams, and their power has been increased or decreased to varying degrees. Several hundred senior alchemists have fallen into a trap these days, and this guy only took a minute to see through the trap. How could that be? The button controller has great power and is controllable. The power of the display knob controller is small and controllable. Are there any questions? No, Senior Brother Lee, you have successfully passed the test. This is your invitation card. Please enter your unique spirit pattern on it first. That's it. I'll handle it from now on. Please take a moment. That's it. This is the competition manual. The registration process has been completed. Thank you. When Kongshan starts discussing swords, besides focusing on Senior Brother Mo, we also need to pay attention to this mysterious Li Yao. Maybe he also has a chance to make it to the finals. 5 days later, the 1,000-sail star domain. Annotation: the Double Ring Gate Flying Star Realm is a professional faction in starship refining and maintenance. Chin Fan Star Domain Maintenance Yard. Don't rush to ask one by one, ha ha ha. We did a good job in this transaction. A few days ago, those reporters were amazed. Now that we have secured sponsorship from the bank and approved new loans, the Golden Horn account has been fully upgraded and it's great. The sponsorship of the team leader is conditional. Not only does it require the use of designated magic weapons during the modification, but it also requires advertising during the painting of the starship shell. I have seen the renderings that are flashy. That's all serious magic. Just brush the advertisement. That's right. The Golden Horn has also been repaired, and it's time for me to leave. Go ahead, Kongshan Loenjian is not an ordinary competition. Seize the time to cultivate and must come back with a ranking. The prices in the Chin Fan Star domain are not cheap. This card contains 200,000 yuan, which can be used as the salary for these days. If it's not enough, we can communicate anytime on the Spirit Network. What's going on here? Don't procrastinate. This is the rule in the group. Rules. Establishing the Dajiao Armor Division to seek revenge against the Star Thief is just one of the purposes. We are just looking at the pitiful children who have become orphans due to the invasion of Star Thieves, hoping to provide them with a place to live and help them find a better way out. We have cultivated many good seedlings and sent them out. What makes me happiest is an orphan who, due to the invasion of Star Thieves, may end up on a dark path, living in a world of light with the help of Big Horn. Killing Star Thieves has not been the most satisfying thing for me in all these years. Although your situation is different, it is a rule within the group that you should not refuse. Of course, if one day you become famous and use a few $100 million to sponsor the big horn, I won't be polite to you, haha. I will accept everyone's loyalty as per the order without saying anything like thank you. But no matter when or where Big Horn needs anything, I will do my best. Wait for Lingwan's live broadcast in a month and a half. I will participate in the competition as Big Horn Li Yao and forge an invincible and fearless sword. Let's go. Fly away. Just received definite news that Fengyu Heavy has released a sky-high bounty on Spider Nest Star. Now the entire Spider Nest Star is in turmoil, and countless star thieves, assassins, and spies have targeted us. If a normal only child has been killed and there is no action in the heavy rain, how can they still get around on Spider Nest Star? Don't be so nervous. If you encounter heavy wind and rain, you can fight. If you can't escape, you'll die. Anything that comes to your mouth always becomes so simple. I am a simple and rough person who doesn't like to use my brain. Of course, how can I do it? But don't bring them to the tiger killing camp this time. Let them go to the bipolar domain. The headquarters of several cultivation sects are there. Star thieves will not launch large-scale attacks until everything is calm. I will arrange it. There's something else. Don't you think there's a problem with Li Yao's background? I analyzed with Xiong Bo Bays that he has at least the ability to build a foundation. How can an ordinary person, even if they have many adventures and build a foundation, not have any inheritance background? You gave him an 8-armed crystal armor and measured his synchronization rate to be 37. Soon, a mysterious expert named Vulture appeared on the virtual battle platform of the Crystal Armor world. The synchronization rate below 40 has defeated many top-notch experts, and the crystal armor initially controlled by Vulture was the 8-arm armor. So what? So you don't think it's highly likely that Li Yao is the monster who actually killed Feng Yuming? So what? Shouldn't we find out the true identity and purpose of this monster who stayed on the Golden Horn for several months? When I escaped from the Dark Flame Star Belt, I told you all my suspicions, but you didn't conduct any investigation. It seems like I've said it before. But with so many things happening during that time, I forgot about these small things. Do you think this is a small matter? In the face of the true spirit fusion starstream vortex, we once fought side by side and shared life and death together. In my eyes, Li Yao is my brother and a true member of the Big Horn Armor Division. When recruiting new members, we only require them to weather the meteorite storm with us and persevere to the 1,000-sail star domain. Li Yao has accomplished all of this. I'm too lazy to ask about Li Yao's past, just as I've never asked why you have the spirit tattoo of Spider Nest Star on your body. When did you know? Forget about it. I am not a star thief. I believe that tattoo looks blurry and distorted. I understand, Li Yao. This matter ends here. Next, we will make every effort to deal with the retaliation of the Wind and Rain Prison. That's right. Come on, let's go. These fists, the size of a clay pot, are already starving and thirsty. The hissing and pulling are quite painful. Half a month later, there will be an empty mountain area. Annotation: single-player magic weapon Flying Wings. Annual Museum. Welcome everyone to the Kongshan Sword and Art Museum. Kongshan Domain is the largest sword and sword magic weapon refining base in the Flying Star Realm, and it is also one of the most professional melee magic weapon museums in the Flying Star Realm. I am the commentator, Jian Yang. As is well known, since the collapse of the ancient world of cultivation and the great counterattack of human civilization, the sword refining in the modern world of cultivation has gone through 4 stages. Now we are entering the first stage of Jet Sword Hall. At noon, the ancient sword hall on the 2nd floor. This is a fragment of an ancient sword. Gulu. I protested with hunger on my stomach. It's too expensive to fix it. How about I go to a pawn shop and pawn 1 or 2 pieces of ancient treasures? Forget it, the organizing committee will arrange accommodation and meals tomorrow. There's no need to waste another piece of ancient treasure fragment. Go out later and see if there's any cheap food. Just fill up with plenty of food. Annotation, Long Yun Xin, a descendant of the dragon family, a renowned swordsmith. Sister Long, look at the Tian Long Chia sword we learned in class. There are actually physical objects here. Come with me to take a look. Xiaonan, please speak softly. The Xia family also has some fame in the circle of alchemists. Don't make them look like rural people going to the city. Good pain. Long, it seems that Zhou Xiaoyu, the young master of Shuiyuan Sword Manor, ranked 19th in last year's Empty Mountain Sword competition. You slow down. Let's hurry over and find him to sign. What's so great about him? He's only 2 places higher than me. This year, I will definitely cut him into 19 pieces. Yes, sister. Let go quickly. Sister, calm down. Mysterious master. Oh my God. I really impressed you. Xiaonan, where did you see that he was a mysterious master? Where has the person gone? Hello, I am Xiaonan. The virtual registration point for Kongshan Luenjian is the one I registered for you. I will be in charge of the reception work for tomorrow's competition. You didn't expect to meet me earlier today. What a coincidence. It looks a bit familiar and the image in the virtual world hasn't changed much. In reality, it looks more lively. I should have called you teacher, but I didn't expect you to be so young. So I'll call you senior brother Li Yao. Do you mind? Shake the head. What's the situation, teacher, senior brother? Are all the staff at Kongshan Luenjian so enthusiastic? I know it's a bit presumptuous, but I'm just too excited. I am a student from the refining department of Feishing University and I have many refining-related issues that I would like to discuss with you. I hope you will not refuse. It seems good to have some exchanges with this formal academic faction in the refining department of Feishing University. Long Yunqin from the refining department of Feishing University comes from the Lingxi Long family. This fellow Taoist is Jiao Li Yao. The Dajiao Armor Division is not a crooked and unscrupulous group. But I haven't heard of any outstanding swordsmith in the Bighorn Armor Division. The Long family, a renowned swordsmith family, seems to be only one line weaker than the 2,000-year-old swordsmith families, the Mo family and the Huangfu family, in the circle of alchemists. Anan, how do you know this guy is a mysterious expert? As a staff member of Kongshan Luenjian, what should I do if I cannot disclose the privacy of the contestants? This. Saying someone's name and then ignoring them is a strange person. Let's take a good look at the treasure. I can't say, but senior brother Li Yao is really a very skilled expert. How much taller is it than me? This. Hey. Is this rustic guy really more powerful than me? There are only a few top-notch refining circles in the Flying Star realm, and I haven't heard of anyone with the surname Li on the Spirit Network. Brother Li, Anan said that you are a hidden master who must have amazing skills. Kongshan Luenjian is not only for competition, but also for mutual exchange to promote technological development, right? What do you mean? Coincidentally, more than 10 friends in the circle of alchemists are gathering in the elegant house behind the museum today. Last year, Kongshan Luenjian entered the top 300 and is preparing to fight again this year. If Li Daoyu has time, why don't we go over and chat? How about making friends together? Okay, please lead the way ahead. Sounds worth getting to know. Backyard of Sword Museum. Mo Tianxue and Huangfu Xiaoya have never participated in the Empty Mountain Sword competition before. It's really exciting to see them both competing this year. I heard that the organizers of the event have invited Yao Xing, a well-known expert in classical alchemy theory on the recent Lingwang website, through the Taishu group to come and watch and comment on the game. I've also heard about it, but unfortunately, the Demon Star refused on the grounds of being busy with mundane affairs. It's a great pity. Speaking of which, this Demon Star is really mysterious. Guess who he is in real life? A university professor, a sect elder, or an old man from a refined family might be one of us, ha ha ha. The theory of the demon star is currently in trend. Why don't we focus on the theory of the demon star as the theme for this gathering? Who will come first? This is it. We're in. Long Yunshin has arrived. Excuse me, everyone. I brought an acquaintance over. The theme of this gathering for our sword-making collection is focused on the theory of the recently popular classical alchemy expert, Professor Yaoxing. Identify his flaws and present rebuttals to see whose insights are most unique. Hey, let's discuss my theory. Demon Star. Fantastic. The speaker is Luo Dong, a descendant of the Dongming Luo family. His insights are very sharp. I think the theory of demon stars and classical flying sword aerodynamics is not systematic, and the above are all the flaws I have found. Just by listening to Brother Luo's explanation, you can tell that your cultivation has improved again in the past year. I'm sure the picture of the empty mountain sword debate this time is not small. I would like to introduce a new friend, Li Yao Dao, from the Dajiao Armor Division. He is a hidden expert in refining weapons and will participate in this year's Kongshan sword competition. You can listen to his high-level discussions. The Bighorn Armor Divisions. Master of Refining Tools. Hello, Brother Li. I am Tu Yongqing from the Shangling Tu family, the host of this Cooking Swords episode. Everyone is an alchemist. Please don't be constrained and speak freely. It seems like we can't avoid it anymore. Brother Li Yao, come on. Let me find my own loopholes to refute and confirm myself. What should I say? I don't see any loopholes in the theory of the demon star, and I completely agree with its viewpoint. Li Yao actually agrees 100% with the demon star without any doubts. At first, I thought I was a low-key expert, but I didn't have anything of my own. Let's discuss slowly. Today, I'm here to learn from everyone. Brother Li, you may not be used to me being a newcomer here. As a Monday deer from Qingqing Island, it's better for me to throw a brick and attract jade. The application theory of the 12-chain thunder ancient talisman proposed by Yaoxing in modern magic weapons needs further discussion. 000 seems to make some sense. A group of 3 must have my teacher. This gathering was indeed worthwhile. Is this person really a master? Xiaonan, honestly tell me, where did you meet Li Yao? Look at him, he doesn't look like a master anymore. That senior brother Li Yao is really impressive. He comes from the Dajiao Armor Division and may be a practical alchemist who is not very good at theory, right? Really? We'll find out later. 2 hours later. Excuse me, everyone. The sword can be boiled. Everyone, I am bringing the 120-year-old Chen Zuishan from Fuliuyu Island this time, but the ancient sword fragments cooked inside are a bit strange. Let's follow the old rules and see who can distinguish the 3 flavors and become today's sword master. This smell. This wine has a hint of melancholy more than ordinary drunken mountains and seas. Upon closer inspection, it bears some resemblance to the artistic conception of the Broken Intestine Sword School in the ancient world of cultivation 48,000 years ago. I don't agree with Brother Dongman's viewpoint. You only tasted melancholy, but I also felt a killing intent. In my opinion, this ancient sword fragment should come from the assassin organization called Bloodthorn 47,000 years ago. Brother Li, since this is a small collection of boiled swords, how could we not have boiled swords? The host of each gathering is required to bring a piece of fine wine, a fragment of an ancient sword, and boil the sword with fine wine. When the sword intent is infused into the wine, it is up to everyone to evaluate and guess the origin of this ancient sword fragment. Whoever guessed closest to the truth is the sword master of this gathering. Next time, he will be the host. Brother Li, please. Boiling ancient sword fragments in wine can reveal the sword's meaning. By tasting the fine wine, one can perceive the origin of the ancient sword fragments. What kind of refining technique is this? It's too exaggerated, isn't it? Alcohol is good and contains abundant spiritual energy. I didn't feel the hint of melancholy or the faint killing intent at all. Although Brother Lee speaks freely and guesses incorrectly, it doesn't matter. Asking about the sword with wine is a very profound and mysterious divine power of the sect. We people are just trying to guess and indulge in mediocrity. There really is such a divine power. Are you kidding? Boiling wine and asking for a sword is a mysterious ancient divine power. From a powerful alchemist sect called the 100 Refining Sect in the ancient world 40,000 years ago. Using this divine power can maximize the cultivation of perception. It can allow the alchemist to experience the highest realm of the fusion of divine soul and magical treasures in a trance that is neither drunk nor intoxicated. Balian sect. Cough 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 cough. Sorry for the lack of alcohol. Such a mysterious divine power is unheard of, and it cannot be found in the lower level. Therefore, I apologize for any inconvenience caused. It's okay. Our winemaking collection is divided into 3 parts: theoretical exchange, winemaking, and practical operation. After all, no matter how extravagant the alchemist's words are, they will eventually fall on both hands. Since Brother Lee is a blacksmith in the armor division, why don't we wait a moment and have a discussion before we leave? Good. An hour later, in the sword and bamboo forest. Next time, you have to take out all the wine and swords from the bottom of the box. Luodong, you guessed the closest this time, and now you're hosting. 23 war swords and giant swords here have been damaged and corroded according to the standards of the empty mountain sword theory. Everyone can choose one according to their own strengths. With Xiaonan as the referee, we rely solely on the clear water and bluestone in this pond to polish and repair it. Within 10 minutes, see who can complete the repair in the shortest possible time and to what extent. 000, whatever. Just choose this one. It's a piece of cake. Grinding timer starts. It was so powerful that it instantly crushed the bluestone into powder. So this powder is used to polish swords. The water has entered the crevices of the sword. Brother Luo also polished the magic weapon construction on the sword to perfection. Let's give it a try first. Timing for 5 minutes. Polishing magic weapons is a basic skill for alchemists. How could Brother Li Yao's performance when registering be so difficult? Timing for 7 minutes. Haven't you finished polishing yet? You can see that his sweaty face and fierce expression don't look like him either. How did Li Yao react to the accident? He had a vague intention and was ready to make another stunning performance on the empty mountain sword. It seems that everyone has completed it. Timing for 8.5 minutes. This skilled alchemist may not live up to his name. Timing for 10 minutes. I lost. Everyone's work is smarter than mine. I come from a family of alchemists, and both of my hands are made of natural materials and precious treasures. I am just an alchemist in a second-rate armor master group. It's not easy to complete repairs in 10 minutes through a thick layer of gloves. Brother Lee's pace may be a bit slow, but every step is meticulous and very serious, which is very good. Not to mention anything else, just by looking at Brother Lee's focused attention while polishing and repairing, one can tell that he is truly devoted to the art of refining tools. With such a Tao heart, one day he will become a top-notch alchemist. I have witnessed your clever methods and benefited greatly from participating in this gathering. I'm just sorry for leaving first because I have something else to do. Brother Lee has an unlimited future ahead. Since Brother Lee has something to do, it's inconvenient to keep him. Please. These descendants of noble families not only have excellent refining skills, but also have good character and can often exchange and learn from each other. In terms of supernatural powers, of course, we descendants of noble families have their own unique skills, but these ordinary alchemists from the folk really have their own strength and determination. Although I couldn't hold on any longer, I gritted my teeth and managed to get through, which is pretty good. The alchemists from the armor division have been exploring the stars for years, and their theories and skills may not be very good, but they do have outstanding experience and perseverance. All right, the guests have left. Let's start the real fight now. We need to compare the power of these swords and knives we polished to determine their superiority. Good. Of course. Where are you going, Anin? Senior brother Li Yao doesn't seem to be feeling well. I'll go take a look. After all, tomorrow I will be his receptionist. It's not good if he makes any mistakes. Hey. In 10 minutes, on the small square outside the museum. A person who knows the structure diagram of a magic weapon like the back of their hand and has extremely high computing power, but is not good at theory and practical operation, and it is common to find it too strange. The landlady has a large order of leek cake and a bag of soybean milk. Song Yu Bing, meat pie, 1,000-layer cake. Boss, chop me half a piece of raw pork liver. What does he want to do? The alchemist who is qualified to participate in the Empty Mountain Sword competition wouldn't be so poor, would he? I'm starving. How long has it been since I last ate? Eat like wolves and tigers. Is eating raw pig liver helpful for cultivation? What secrets are hidden inside these clumsy gray gloves? I've been discovered. A desolate garden. What are you doing? This is. You watch first. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave early. These ants are really hungry. If you don't feed me anymore, my ferocity will escalate and I won't be able to withstand it. These ants are. Annotation: the purple ring sword ant has a strong carnivorous attack and can release neurotoxins. Purple ring sword ant, this is the purple ring sword ant. I heard from the teacher that being bitten by the purple ring sword ant is like being fiercely stabbed by a flying sword, and it directly affects the central nervous system. No matter how high one's cultivation level is, they cannot resist it. How could you keep so many purple ring sword ants in your hands? I remember that the purple ring sword ant doesn't like to be restrained. The gloves have limited space, and these spirit insects are absolutely irritable to the point of biting whoever they see. No wonder it was just now. Aren't you afraid of being bitten? This is a special cultivation method that exercises the perception of both hands and the control of muscles. There are faint signs before the purple ring sword ant bites someone, just like a tiger crouches down and exerts force before launching an attack. As long as you perceive the signs of attack in advance and control the muscle fibers of your hand to slightly sync or gently interfere with it with a spiritual thread, you can interrupt its attacking rhythm. Practicing the perception of hands with the purple ring sword ant is a true secret technique of the 100 refining sect. However, there were no such spirit insects in the Tianyuan realm. This is a glove woven from natural materials and treasures such as vanilla stems, white rainbow, and misty stamens, which can simulate the living environment of the purple ring sword ant. I have spent most of my fortune on these little bugs. You were just controlling your hand muscles to resist the attack of the purple ring sword ant while competing with them. My cultivation hasn't reached home yet, and I got distracted when I was bitten by the purple ring sword ant. I was bitten a total of 6 times just now. It said that Lu Ko was bitten by the purple ring sword ant, but it's unbearable pain. Can I try it out? Release your perception and control. The spiritual thread slowly rushes from your arm to the back of your hand. 3 minutes later. My hand hurts so much. I was bitten and my soul was splitting in pain. This monster can still complete such high-intensity polishing operations after being bitten 6 times. You're not quite suitable for practicing with purple ring sword ant. Why don't you try practicing with butterfly instead? Butterfly. Let me demonstrate. Look there. Butterflies also emit faint signs before takeoff. As long as you master that moment, you can control it to stop in your palm by interfering with it with the spirit silk. This cultivation method is suitable for beginners. It seems like we've finished eating everything. You. If it's okay, let's meet tomorrow. It's better not to tell Long Yunshin and his team about what just happened. I'm afraid that if you say it out loud, it will disturb their conscience and affect their performance in the game 3 days later. See you tomorrow, then. Senior Brother Li Yao, you deliberately concealed your strength just now to compete with them, just because you were afraid of affecting their Dao heart. This is not an absolute crushing competition once the gloves are taken off, it's just a waste of each other's time. 3 seconds later. Master Li Yaoshi, do you have any further instructions? Kongshan Luenjian will only start receiving guests tomorrow. I wonder if there is a place nearby where you can stay overnight. Some. There is a family in Chiyin Beach Scenic Area, 5 kilometers away. The Qinshan Yu Hotel in Chiyin Shaoju City is the most upscale hotel in the local area. I don't know if Master Li Yao prefers liveliness or quietness, so I'll help you book a master's suite. Don't bother me so much. As someone who is relatively low-key, a regular express hotel would suffice. It's better if the price is more affordable. Special priced rooms without windows are also acceptable. Half an hour later, in the bamboo forest of Jianji, M. Why has it been so long? The competition just now was very exciting, but you missed a good show. Come over here and sit down. It's not easy for so many orthodox successors of different schools to gather together. I intentionally brought you here to broaden your horizons, but at a critical moment, you ran away. It's really. We have plenty of fish and meat. Alas, he can only eat leek cakes and drink soybean milk. What, is your expert friend okay? It's okay. Sister Long, how do top-notch alchemists like you usually train your hand perception? Why do you suddenly ask this? Our dragon family doesn't have any good cultivation methods, but Brother Luo and Brother Tu both attach great importance to the cultivation of hand perception. Why don't we ask them to introduce themselves? Our Luo family's refining style is known for its high hand speed and keen perception. This is a child skill that requires high-quality jade powder to be ground from birth, rubbed in your hands every day, and then soaked in secret medicine. Transfer the spirituality of jade to the hands of the alchemist. This is not really the Tu family's cultivation method, it's truly shocking. Brother Tu, please tell Xie Xiaomei about it. My hands are different from Brother Luo's. It can be said that there are many scars and injuries. In the realm of cultivation, there is a strange fruit called red tribulus, which has burrs all over its body and a slight toxin on it, causing excruciating pain to the hands. Since childhood, disciples of the Tu family have been practicing using red thistles. They always hold 2 red thistles in their hands, and any slight mistake can cause them to be pricked. As one grows older, the number of red thistles gradually increases. Until each hand holds 7 or 8 red thistles and they move freely without getting pricked, it can be considered a small achievement. Brother Tu, I don't know if you've heard of the cultivation method of replacing red thistle with purple ring sword ant. Purple ring sword ant. Ha, the purple ring sword ant twitches its limbs and spits white foam when it takes a bite. How can it practice? It is recorded in Gu Xiuzhen's notes that the cultivation method of exotic insects using the purple ring sword ant is one of the most advanced divine powers. However, most of these ancient notes are vague and mostly hearsay. There are no shortcuts to cultivation. It's better not to believe in this strange cultivation method. If you want to cultivate hand perception, I can give you a few red thistles to teach you some basic techniques. You can try them first. But first, let me remind you that being lightly pricked by a red thistle can be very painful. Ha. Ha. Can. Back then, I was. Me too ha. 10 minutes later. This is 12-chain thunder ancient talisman. Master Li Yao actually carved a 12-chain thunder ancient talisman using a few ordinary crushed stones. How could it be that later on, everyone was staring at him and not a single one noticed? What he said is indeed true. The gap in strength is too large. This is absolute crushing. The rune is too shallow and only temporary, but its power has at least doubled. Previously, everyone's refutation of the demon star theory was aimed at the 12-chain thunder ancient talisman. So Master Li Yao truly agrees with the theory of the demon star and disdains verbal arguments, directly refuting it with practical actions. Master Li Yao is truly unique. 3 days later in the morning, in a living room. Hello everyone, this is the exclusive live broadcast of the 768th Kongshan Sword Competition in the Fishing World by Xuanwang Media. The Empty Mountain Sword debate is exclusively named by the Huntian Sword Sect. Got it, right away. Hurry up, the Empty Mountain Sword debate is about to begin. This is the main competition venue for this year's Kongshan Sword Competition, which is the largest floating mountain in the Kongshan region, Wanfeng Mountain. This year, the competition in Kongshan Sword Competition is unprecedentedly fierce. We are fortunate to have invited 2 heavyweight guests. This is a dust-free expert from Feishing University, who is a senior expert in sword refining and a director of the Feishing Sword Casting Association. Hello host, everyone. The following is Mrs. Bai Luoling from the Red Wind Pavilion. Mrs. Bai was the 3rd place winner of last year's Empty Mountain Sword Competition and also a new alchemist of the Red Line Flow. Hello host, hello everyone. What are your predictions about the highlights of this year's competition? Please talk to Mrs. Bai first. In the circle of alchemists in the Flying Star world, the Mo family and the Huangfu family are known as the Millennium Sword Forging families. Both families have a profound foundation and strength that surpasses many family schools. This time, Mahist School, Huangfu family. The biggest highlight of this year's Kongshan Sword Competition is undoubtedly the showdown between these 2 weapon-refining monsters. It goes without saying that. In the preparation hall of Wanfeng Mountain, you've been looking at the door all along. Who are you waiting for? Ah. Look, they're here. It's Mo Tianxue and Huangfu Xiaoya. Annotation, Mo Tianxue, the most talented disciple of the younger generation of the Mo family, a millennium-old swordsmith family. Huangfu Xiaoya. Xiaoya has arrived. Anan. So crazily pouncing on them. Please don't do anything strange, otherwise how could I have the face to meet an old friend? Master Li Yao, you're here. Did you sleep well last night? Your private resting room is number 2588. I'll take you there later. Would you like to have breakfast first? This morning's fish fillet congee will be served for you. That's too enthusiastic, isn't it? What's the situation? I'm not heading towards Mo and the Emperor. I'll take you there to rest first. Long Dao friendship. Well, Li Dao is friendly. What kind of charm does this kid have? Ah. What's up? The purple ring sword ant is about to run out. No, it's nothing. There are no sword ants. What a strange fragrance. Master Li Yao, is this your own secret ointment? What miraculous effects does it have on maintaining hands? The Long family is best at refining medicine, but I can't smell what heavenly and earthly treasures are contained in this ointment. Is this guy really a hidden master? The snow cream bought on the street is quite cheap, but it's quite moisturizing. Cough, 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 cough. It's so irritating. What method did in use? It's unbearable. Sorry, Li Dao Yu. I'll go to the restroom first to make the final preparations. Wishing you great success in the competition. Sister Long. Master Li Yao, how can you use this cheap snow cream to care for your hands? As a master like you, these hands are priceless treasures. You should use the highest grade ointment containing heavenly and earthly treasures to maintain them. Are you out of money? I intentionally let these hands go hungry for 2 days first. Let your hands go hungry for 2 days. Have you ever watched cockfighting or dogfighting? Do you know what the secret to winning is? What is cockfighting and dogfighting? The secret to winning cockfighting and dogfighting is to starve them a few times before important matches. Hunger is the best stimulant. When a fierce beast is hungry, its inherent ferocity is fully unleashed. Even when facing opponents several times larger, they will not hesitate to pounce and tear the prey to pieces. At this moment, my hands are already starving. Morning of Wanfengshan Sports Field Live Room. Ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited Kongshan sword competition has officially begun. In the first round of the competition, all the contestants were divided into 320 groups in groups of 10 to compete in polishing and repair skills. 10 scrapped swords will be placed in front of each contestant, and they will use the most basic polishing and repair tools to completely restore them. It is said that the standards for repair are very strict. Do we need to input a standard psychic magic weapon to activate a certain level of destructive power before we can complete the repair? Yes, the fastest one among the 10 contestants to repair 10 swords can advance, and the remaining 9 contestants will be eliminated. Competition area. Luo Daoyu didn't expect us to compete on the same field. Haha, Li Dao is friendly. Wow, I never expected the two of us to be in the same group. It's such a pity. Actually, your strength is good. If you're lucky and give it your all today, you might make it to the top 300. However, only 1 out of 10 contestants can advance. So don't blame me, I will definitely do my best. After all, this is the first time I have participated in the Empty Mountain Sword debate with such nervousness. My hands lost stability before the game even started. Let's start quickly. I feel like my hands have 2 ferocious beasts. I wish I could swallow all these useless swords and knives without leaving any residue. Live streaming room. The first round of Kongshan sword debate has officially begun. Ban lifted, competition begins. The best time in the first round of the competition last year was 54 minutes and 22 seconds, and the record in the last 10 editions is 51 minutes and 24 seconds. I wonder if anyone will break these 2 records today. Let's first cut the scene to the 2 top-seeded players, Mo Tianchuwei and Huangfu Xiaoya. Mo Tianchuwei's speed is so fast. In less than a minute, he completely disassembled 10 scrapped swords into basic components. Is there anything ingenious about Mrs. Bai's operation? Mo Tianchuwei's hands were shaking at a frequency that was invisible to the naked eye, and his fingertips were hiding more than 10 rust-removing metal pads. These blades collide with each other and release special sound waves, which can instantly remove rust stains. Okay, let's take a look at Huangfu Xiaoya's side again. Huangfu Xiaoya used spherical lightning with both hands to simultaneously pull multiple magical components. This is also amazing. Wonderful, it's so wonderful. Mo Tianchuwei used ultrasonic rust removal method, but this speed is the first time I have seen it. Guess which one of them is faster? If I were in the same group as Huangfu Xiaoya, I would definitely give up the competition and watch my idol's actions up close. Other contestants are not to be outdone either. 49 minutes later. Ladies and gentlemen, Mo Tianchuwei and Huangfu Xiaoya are almost finished, and the time has only passed 49 minutes. Can they break records and create miracles? Huangfu Xiaoya's last oscillating sword passed the test. A new record was set in 49 minutes and 55 seconds for the audience. Mo Tianchuwei also completed the race in 49 minutes and 59 seconds and broke the 50-point mark. Not bad, very good. The refining room where Li Yao and Luo Dong are located. This is a player from the Dongming Luo family. Luo Dong, who was ranked 124th in the Kongshan sword competition last year, is known for his lightning speed and flint hand speed. Hey, Luo Dong's movements seem to be distorted and tense, which is not at his usual level. Damn it, how did he unknowingly complete the repair? A famous player has been suppressing him, always half a beat faster than him, and has already completed the repair of 9 swords, disrupting the rhythm of player Luo Dong. This player's operation may not be visually appealing, but their speed is also very fast and regulated. 1 hour 2 minutes 34 seconds. It's unbelievable that an unknown young man from the Dajiao Armor Division defeated the descendants of the Dongming Luo family. I lost. What's going on here? This person actually defeated Luo Dong. Maybe this Li Yao is the dark horse of this year's competition. 1.5 hours later. The first round of the competition has ended. Can you replay the scene of contestant Li Yao just now and use 10 times slow playback to enlarge the motion of his hands? Dust Free, what are you? Do you also think that contestant Li Yao's movements are a bit strange? I always feel like there's something wrong with his movements. Let's take a look and see. Please enlarge the screen in the background. This is unbelievable. Do you have any questions? What exactly happened? Live streaming room. What's up? Take a closer look at his fingers and hands. He only used 8 fingers from beginning to end. He has never used his thumb. I placed my right thumb in the palm of my hand and used the other 4 fingers to touch the water cup on the table, which is difficult to achieve. I can't even hold it steady. How can I repair it like this? You can defeat the descendant of Dong Mingluo family without using your thumb. If he gives it his all. Why did he do this to hide his clumsiness? There's no need for that. It's not hiding foolishness, it's inspiring fighting spirit. I suggest that in the next round of the competition, the camera can focus more on contestant Li Yao to see if he has any amazing performances. Player Lounge. So you lost and also lost to that Li Yao. Damn it, you didn't see his eyes. They're so scary. Later on, I didn't even dare to confront him. The rhythm was completely chaotic and I lost in confusion. Perhaps this guy is a bit of a ghost, but ultimately it's because you're too weak. This year, the media has been reporting a lot of gossip about you. I'm afraid your hands have long been abandoned among women. Reading a few legendary stories makes me want to pretend to be a pig and eat a tiger. At most, I only eat fat and stupid tigers. If you encounter a ferocious dragon, it will stomp you into a pork cake with just one kick. The second round of the competition stipulates that the refining operation of the drawings is also 10 in 1. Sponsor. Each contestant has an independent refining furnace and a refining operation platform. Contestants need to use unified materials to refine 3 melee weapons, namely chainsaw sword, oscillating battle sword, and inflammatory battle axe, based on the given structural diagram within 5 hours. Whoever refines the 3 magic weapons with the strongest cumulative power will enter the knockout stage. The one-on-one competition among the top 32 in the knockout stage is the true battle of empty mountains and swords. All 32 groups have been assigned. Oh, Zhou Xiaoyu and Long Yunqin have been grouped together. I remember last year when Long Yunqin was defeated by Zhou Xiaoyu in the Empty Mountain Sword competition. Annotation, Zhou Xiaoyu, the young master of Xueyuan Sword Village. Second round of competition, Refinery Room. Great. We must kick you out of the top 100 this year as revenge for last year. Yunqin didn't expect us to meet again so early this year, ha ha ha. Master Zhou, please call me Long Daoyu. It's over. I'll be grouped with 2 seeded players. Hey, try to give it your all and strive for a better ranking. This is truly the group of death. Oh, Li Yao is actually in the same group as me. You're unlucky, kid pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger. Live streaming room. Let's look forward to even more exciting performances. The second round of the competition is about to begin. On a square in Wanfeng Mountain. In an observation room. Long Yunqin's team has 2 seeded contestants who have met. In a lounge. Anan, what are you looking at? Why aren't you with everyone? Are you watching the group led by Long Yunqin? The showdown between the 2 top-seeded experts is indeed quite exciting. Yes, I'm watching Sister Long. The second round of the competition begins. Most alchemists directly start the refining furnace to refine magical components. Seed contestants first use psychic stimulation to spiritualize the materials. According to the analysis of 2 guests, a dark horse has emerged in this competition, which is very noteworthy. Let's switch the screen to this player. He is contestant Li Yao. Let's take a look at him. What is he doing? In a lounge. As expected, how did Huangfu Xiaoya achieve this spiritual transformation technique? Mo Tianxue is really amazing. Later, we will zoom in on the screen to see how much his spiritual material has improved in appearance. What is this doing? He just turned on the furnace switch to let the furnace run. What is he doing here? Li Yao's performance is very strange. Could it be that there is a problem with his refining furnace? It's impossible for all refining furnaces to undergo rigorous testing before the competition. Our monitoring platform shows that his refining furnace is currently operating very normally. What is Li Yao, the dust-free contestant, doing? He is preparing to make minor adjustments to the refining furnace. Manual fine-tuning. You can adjust the parameters of the refining furnace by operating the light curtain. Some old-school alchemists trust their eyes, ears, and hands more. Directly modifying and fine-tuning the refining furnace with both hands is more in line with their taste. Ladies and gentlemen, we have retrieved the information of contestant Li Yao. Can we speculate that he is the only descendant of a lost school that was lost hundreds of years ago? Li Yao, a contestant from the Dajiao Armor Division, has been wandering among the ruins of ancient battlefields since childhood. He once followed an unnamed alien to practice. Wanfengshan Square. Is this person a seeded player? Who is this? Is it so exaggerated? It's a descendant of a lost school that was lost hundreds of years ago. Nowadays, hosts are becoming less and less disciplined. Quickly switch the scene back to the two monster-level masters. Why do you always show us an unknown person? Live streaming room in half an hour. The audience strongly demands that we switch back to the confrontation between Mo Tianxue, Huangfu, and Xiaoya. What do our guests want to say? Strange. Why not spiritualized metal materials? The boundary between a super first-class expert and a first-class expert lies here. Master Li Yao should not be unaware of it. This way, the refined furnace is more in line with my taste. The structural diagram of the magic weapon in this round of competition is made of specified materials and is also the most common. We can only focus on refining techniques. What's that noise? Anan, what's going on over there? Fighting cattle across mountains. Li Yao, a contestant, used his divine power of fighting cows across mountains to blast spiritual energy through the thick walls of the refining furnace and directly spiritualized the materials inside the furnace. Why can we still do this? He wants to buy time. He just wasted too much time renovating the refining furnace. Li Yao, a contestant, used a method of refining and spiritualizing at the same time to catch up with these times. The skill of refining tools often does not necessarily mean that the stronger the strength, the faster it can be. If you want to extract the essence of tiating flour, you must refine it under the flame of 3,352 degrees for 55 minutes and 43 seconds. Even if a strong elemental infant ignites the flame to 5,000 degrees, it cannot shorten the refining time by even half a second. However, this operation has extremely high requirements for the alchemist's perception of psychic strength and the ability to construct psychic models. Even at the Red Line Crystal Armor Refining Center, only a very small number of senior experts occasionally work on it. And the failure rate is very high. Most of the time, there is no need to do this. It seems that contestant Li Yao is very confident in his abilities. I am becoming increasingly curious about him. 1 hour later, the competition area will be in the refinery room. In the observation room. Who exactly is this Li Yao contestant who can refine and spiritualize him at the same time? His refining style is slightly rustic and has a hint of military-style killing, which is different from the current mainstream schools. The good results will be out soon. Immediately conduct data analysis on Li Yao's renovated refining furnace. The maximum temperature has increased by 32 compared to before fine-tuning. The high and low temperature conversion rate has increased by 27% compared to before fine-tuning. The internal pressure has increased by 34 compared to before fine-tuning. In a living room. Play back his fine-tuning process later and study it. Oh, the overall performance parameters of Li Yao's refining furnace are about 3 times higher than others. Fine-tuning certainly improves performance, but the refining of many magical components takes 2 to 3 hours no matter what. He spent a lot of time fine-tuning before, and I think it may not be in time. 4 hours later, there will be a circular independent exercise room on the field. A living room. Many people have already mastered the components, so it's time to assemble them now. The components of the magic weapon have just come out of the high-temperature and high-pressure refining furnace, and even after cooling treatment, there are still very subtle chaotic spiritual energy residues inside. Oh, what should we do then? Like spiritual processing, each sect has its own tricks for eliminating internal stress. But no matter which sect, it takes at least half an hour to eliminate internal stress. So this player is still refining his magic weapon, isn't he running out of time? The last 30 minutes. Last 20 minutes. This Li Yao is too late. Refining room on the field. Eliminate internal stress and time. The remaining time is good and can be completed in one go. Let the devouring and grinding be more intense. This. Inhale metal tools into the vortex. Li Yao, a contestant, used strong suction to collide and grind magic weapon components and metal waste. Not bad. This method can also eliminate the internal stress in the components of the magic weapon. 10 minutes on the field. Start assembling. The competition is over. Just now, 3 treasures have been perfectly crafted. I tried my best and it was really enjoyable. The blood is almost burning up. I'm really looking forward to the moment when the fierce beast comes out of the cage. Unxin, it seems that you have been practicing very hard this year. Even your dragon family's ancestral dragon scales and sword radiance have been refined and sacrificed. Master Zhou, I'll take a look later. It's my dragon devouring your venomous snake. Or did your little snake poison my dragon? What kind of scrap metal has just been dug out of the soil? Live room. The next step is the thrilling destructive power detection process. Wanfengshan Square. It's time for my favorite part. Finally started testing. I was almost asleep staring at the refining furnace just now. Preparation for testing the first group of chainsaw swords. Enter standard psychic abilities. Start. Chainsaw Sword 88 Crystal. The 3 structural diagrams presented this time are all basic treasures of classic models. The destructive power produced through assembly line refining is basically between 30 and 40 crystals. The same structure and material have a power of over 80 crystals, which is more than twice as much as the standardized magic weapons on the assembly line. This is the terrifying nature of alchemists. Ladies and gentlemen, the following is the long-awaited testing session for the 2 monster-level geniuses, Mo Tianshui and Huangfu Xiaoya. Let's take a look at how powerful the magical treasures they have crafted are. Wanfengshan Square. Oh my god, I'm too nervous. Can you guess which one, Mo Tianshui or Huangfu Xiaoya, has stronger destructive power? Oh my god, it's finally the exciting moment. In a testing room. Mo Tianshui. The third group of chainsaw sword tests has begun. Chainsaw Sword 153 Crystal. This number is 4 times the magic of the assembly line. The genius successor of the Millennium Sword making family is truly extraordinary. What would happen if we were to replace the natural materials and treasures with a more advanced structural diagram to refine the chainsaw sword? Preparation for the 4th group chainsaw sword test. Huangfu Xiaoya. Can you guess which one, Huangfu Xiaoya or Mo Tianshui, has stronger destructive power? I was originally optimistic about Huangfu Xiaoya, but now I can't say for sure. It seems that Xiaoya's refined treasures are more powerful. Huangfu Xiaoya. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the test results of Huangfu Xiaoya. Chains word. 45 crystals. Crystal. Chains word. 149 crystals. Ladies and gentlemen, the chainsaw sword test of Mo Tianxue and Huangfu Xiaoya has been completed. Truly a genius inheritor of 2,000-year-old sword forging families, with such power far surpassing other players. It's unbelievable. Mo Tianxue, Mo Tianxue. Huangfu Xiaoya, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe my eyes. Mo Tianxue and Huangfu Xiaoya rank first and second, respectively, in terms of single-item destructive power of chainsaw swords. 1. Huangfu Xiaoya. 2. Mo Tianxue. Observation Room. The genius successor of the Millennium Sword-making family is truly extraordinary. Huangfu Xiaoya's oscillating sword blasted out 178 crystals with a cumulative destructive power of 506 crystals. The cumulative destructive power of Mo Tianxue's 3 treasures is 503 crystals, which is too close. Hurry up, it's our turn to compete. Next, at the request of 2 guests, we will switch the main screen to the testing room of Group 23. Currently, the treasure of contestant Li Yao is being tested. From the outside, it appears that Li Yao's magic weapon is very ordinary. Strangely, Li Yaoshuan's bracelet saw no sign of the talisman array on the sword being activated. Did the refining fail? The 6th group of chainsaw sword tests has begun. Chainsword. 99 crystal. Pretty good grades. Li Yao's chainsaw sword blasted out 99 crystals of destructive power, almost breaking through 100. Chainsaw sword 141 crystal. It's not 99 crystal, it's 141 crystal. 141 crystal. 141 crystals. This Li Yao's achievements are surprisingly close to those of the genius successors of 2,000-year-old sword-making families. How did he do it? The chainsaw sword refined by contestant Li Yao adopts a very clever method. Keep the spiritual energy hidden deep inside until it pierces the target's body before it explodes fiercely, bringing great damage from the inside out. Li Yao, the contestant, is truly the biggest surprise of this year's Kongshan sword competition. I don't know if his 2 magic weapons behind him will still have such amazing performance. On Wanfengshan Square. Wow, the destructive power of the top 3 chainsaw swords far surpasses that of the 4th ranked street. Which one is Li Yao? Let me take a look. What is this? Can I still surpass him? The sword crafted by Li Yaolian has such high destructive power. Forging swords is not my specialty. My favorite thing is still refining knives. Observation Room. This contestant Li Yao is really not easy. I don't know how his knife is. What 0 crystal? No, this is quiver. The gel target is cut off smoothly. What a fast knife. Shaking blade 201 crystal. This. What happened? What did I see? Li Yao, a player in the single event of the Shockwave Saber, has exploded over 200 crystals of destructive power, after throwing both Mo Tianxue and Huangfu Xiaoya to the buttocks. Li Yao. Li Yao Dao King. Li Yao. I was actually eliminated like this. This guy turned out to be extraordinary. Overall ranking, Huangfu Xiaoya has a cumulative destructive power of 506 crystals, Mo Tianxue has a cumulative destructive power of 503 crystals, and Li Yao has a cumulative destructive power of 503 crystals. Half an hour later. Audience friends, all the treasures have been tested now. The top 32 of this year's Kongshan sword competition have been freshly announced. On Wanfengshan Square. How did you refine the artifact just now? It looks like such an ordinary treasure. He is Li Yao. The appearance is ordinary, and there is no trace of any expert aura. Observation Room. Is it possible that Li Yao, who comes from the edge of the Starry Sea, is truly a descendant of the lost refining school? For thousands of years, there have been countless lost schools in the Flying Star world, and it's really hard to explain why. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is an even more exciting elimination round. Next is the most exciting part of today, where we randomly select the top 32 matches. I don't know who the opponents of Huangfu Xiaoya and Mo Tianxue are. I want to watch Xiaoya and Mo Tianxue compete. 1 minute later. Appeared. Mo Tianxue, the strongest inheritor of the Mo family, a millennium-old swordsmith, collided with Li Yao, a mysterious alchemist from the edge of the Starry Sea. Mo Tianxue and Li Yao will be tomorrow's first showdown. On Wanfengshan Square. The legendary descendant of the Lost Refining sect is definitely a highlight in the battle against the descendants of the Millennium Refining clan. The first game is a fierce competition between dark horses and geniuses, isn't it? Central venue. Mo Tianxue, the main vein of the Mo family in Tongye City, Qianshan Prefecture, has not yet consulted. Li family, Li Yao. Which Li family? Li Yao's Li family. A magnificent hotel building. Mo Tianxue, Mo Tianxue. Huangfu Xiaoya, Huangfu Xiaoya. Li Yao, Li Yao, Li Yao. Mo Tianxue, Mo Tianxue. In a room on a high floor. Li Daoyu, you became famous in one battle. Many senior swordsmiths are interested in you. The component of our red line flow in the refining circle needs no further explanation. Annotation, Red Wind Pavilion, Biluoling, Red Line Flow, New Alchemist. The terms of this contract are quite generous. After all, you are only in the top 32 now. I believe no one will come up with a second contract like this. You have read the terms and I can explain where you are unclear. If there are any other requirements, feel free to raise them. I decline. Reason. This is not the top-level contract. According to this contract, I am unable to participate in the core projects of the Red Line Flow, nor can I access the core books and materials of the Red Line Flow. Recruiting new members for Li Daoyu's 3 major crystal armor refining centers is not as simple as you think. The strength you have shown is indeed very strong, but now you are only in the top 32. Tomorrow, if you encounter Mo Tianxue, you are highly likely to fail and return home. Your inheritance is very mysterious and does not belong to the main schools. Sorry, I am not exploring your origins. Just not knowing your heritage makes it impossible to make the most accurate assessment of your strength. Refining advanced treasures such as crystal armor is a team collaboration that requires consideration of multiple factors. This contract is truly sincere in terms of salary and potential for further improvement. If you truly believe in your abilities, you can prove that you have been promoted to the top core team within 3 to 5 years. Polishing for 3 to 5 years won't do any harm to young people like you. Thank you for your kindness. I refuse. Tomorrow, I will defeat Mo Tianxue. I won't make a second choice except for the top teams from the 3 major crystal armor centers. If you can't come up with the top-level contract now, please go back. Everything can be discussed after tomorrow's battle. But at that time, I couldn't guarantee that your red line would be the first force to come up with the contract. Okay, then I wish Li Daoyu great success on horseback and victory in every battle. I don't have that much time to polish for 3 to 5 years. You're so weak, aren't you? Get up quickly, let's try again. We succeeded. The Xuangu battle armor has finally been successfully refined. We are hungry wolves in the Secret Star. We are the Bronze Squad. Wait for me to come back soon. Only by entering the core circle of alchemists in the Flying Star Realm in the shortest possible time can we quickly refine powerful treasures and find the way back to the Heavenly Element Realm. Hurry up and start practicing. I spent a lot of money feeding you Artemisia copper. I wonder if your biting skills have improved now. 5 seconds. It's true that the pain has increased 5-fold, and I can't bear it anymore. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Li Yao, the miraculous rise of a strong man and a genius on the edge of the starry sky. Genius Li Yao, genius Li Yao. Returning to the Tianyuan realm, no one can stop me. I can't fall here. Mo Tianxue, you are not my opponent. There is only one Mo family behind you. And what supported me all the way down, crushing all the thorns and gravel, was a whole vast world. The next day during the daytime, the highly anticipated Empty Mountain Sword Elimination Tournament has finally begun. In the first round of the knockout stage, we are facing a heavyweight showdown. The real battle is finally about to begin. Li Yao, Li Yao. Li Yao, come on. Mo Tianxue, Mo Tianxue. Two contestants have already appeared. There is a sound transmission symbol array in 2 refining rooms. I don't know if they will engage in a verbal battle before the competition begins. Li Yao. Mo Tianxue. Let hands and swords speak between alchemists. Both contestants chose to remain silent, so we'll see the truth in the competition. As is well known, after entering the knockout stage, there are small changes to the competition rules every year. Today's competition will be a free mill. 2 alchemists can freely choose materials from the catalog provided by the organizer to refine melee weapons. The total value of magic components such as chip insert arrays, which can be made from natural materials or cannot be ground by hand, cannot exceed 100,000 yuan. The 2 of you have half an hour to choose. Any unused credit limit will be invalidated. The prices of these materials are chaotic and completely marked by the organizers. A total of 100,000 yuan. 20 minutes later. 231 grams of blood immortal stone, 555 grams of blue sound feather, 7 green yao flowers, 1 iron cavalry type 2 control chip, 5 plug and play high frequency vibration symbol array. 30 minutes later. Time is up. Just pick enough to start. There is a brand new rule in this year's knockout stage that I forgot to tell the 2 of you just now. Next, you can choose 5 materials from each other's materials with a cumulative price not exceeding 1,000 yuan. 10 minutes of thinking time. If you haven't made a choice after 10 minutes, it's considered giving up. Let's start. We must extract his key materials and first see what magic weapon he is preparing to refine. Activate the super awake state. The intrinsic connection between these materials may be a chainsaw sword or oscillating sword. After yesterday's competition, Missouri Tianxue probably won't compete with me, so he's just a chainsaw sword. The layered processing of spiritual energy is particularly important for triggering the interlocking triple sword ons. The 2 inconspicuous materials, Tianlu Silk and 8 Gods Ryu, are the key to the differentiation of spiritual energy. Also, I didn't have enough funds to buy the red moon fruit just now. Now let's see how you refine the infinitely variable speed triple flame chain saw sword 0. What? He actually took away my iron cavalry type 2 control chip. This is a control chip that can be seen everywhere on the market. Did he see that I was going to refine a high-frequency oscillating chainsaw blade that combines the dual powers of rotation and oscillation? Judging from the expressions of the 2 contestants, how many key materials have been extracted from them? What is your opinion on the dust-free person? They should have speculated on the magic weapon that the opponent wanted to refine and adopted the most aggressive offensive tactics. A VIP viewing room. Next, they need to make significant adjustments to their contingency plan. But there isn't much time left for them. Indeed, the competition has already begun, and each side will have 6 hours left. Now they need to start from scratch. Observation room. It seems that both of them have taken away each other's key materials. Next, if there is a slight oversight, all the components of the treasure will be in vain. This rule is too insidious. In 1 hour and 10 minutes, the arena will be in the exercise room. Wanfengshan Square. That's unbelievable. That's too exaggerated. My heart is about to beat out. Are they meditating? 1 hour and 15 minutes later. We can design a new magic weapon structure diagram now. Do you need to design the structural diagram of the magic weapon? How terrifying is Mo Tianxue's computational power to draw 20 structural diagrams at the same time? We can only overtake on the bend. We must hurry up. Li Yao, who can use one heart for two purposes, was able to draw new structural diagrams while refining the equipment. This loss is not unjustified either. Master Li is so confident that he firmly believes he won't make any mistakes. Although Mo Tianxue's speed in drawing structural diagrams is fast, contestant Li Yao started refining tools ahead of others. If we estimate in this way, contestant Li Yao will complete it half an hour earlier than contestant Mo Tianxue. I feel like I've gone back to the year when Kongshan Luanjian saw the crazy swordsmith Huangfu 11 again. How many years has it been? He was so confident in his ability to use both his heart and mind, and when a certain structural diagram went wrong, all his previous efforts were in vain. The time for this competition should be enough. What is his intention to take such a risk and fight for time? 3 hours later. There are a total of 3,792 structural diagrams. We need to speed up the refining process next. As long as we can have confidence and work together, what's the point? 4 hours later. 5 hours later. There's still 1 hour left. Hurry up, even faster. There is still 1 hour left until the end of the competition. It will never take half an hour to assemble all magic weapon components at the hand speed of Li Yao players and then conduct final debugging. What does contestant Li Yao want to do in the remaining half hour? Hey, what Li Yao wants to refine seems to be a composite sword that combines the dual powers of oscillation and rotation. This composite magic weapon has 2 sets of psychic closed-loop systems that require a control chip, otherwise they will interfere with each other. But didn't Mo Tianxue take away Li Yao's only Iron Cavalry Type 2 control chip? Mo Tianxue guessed Li Yao's intentions from the beginning and took away his key materials, but Li Yao did not change the design. Where exactly is he going to get a new control chip from? Although the chip was removed, fortunately there are other materials that are more troublesome. What magic weapon did contestant Li Yao refine? This magic weapon looks completely powerless. What is a dust-free person? It seems to have nothing to do with weapons. This is a magic weapon similar to a microscope that can magnify the objects seen. Why did contestant Li Yao refine such a magical weapon with a magnifying microscope? We still need the last magic weapon component control chip. Success or failure depends on this matter. This blank chip was originally intended for reinforcement purposes, but I didn't expect it to be widely used to directly engrave control chips. Li Yao, the contestant, wants to carve a control chip with his own hands. How is it possible that a chip the size of a fingernail is engraved with at least tens of thousands of extremely fine psychic circuits? Engraving chips requires precision to the micrometer sub-micrometer level, which is 1,000th or even 1/10,000th of the diameter of a human hair. These psychic circuits are distributed on at least 10 layers to form a layered three-dimensional structure. Chip refining is the pinnacle of the magic weapon refining industry. In the ancient world of cultivation, some legendary alchemists, such as Master Yezi of the 100 Refining Sect, were even able to carve tens of thousands of talismans on treasures the size of rice grains. But now there are treasures like microlithography machines. Generally speaking, rational alchemists do not waste time honing the skills of carving chips. But there is no second possibility for Li Yao's series of preparations and operations. He just wants to carve chips from human flesh. It's interesting that he wants to manually carve chips. He only has half an hour at most. This is my first time seeing hand-carved chips. What kind of environment and genre can give birth to such a freak? In the world of ancient cultivation, there is no crystal brain. All treasures are polished bit by the hands of alchemists. Thanks to practicing with the purple ring sword ant during this period of time. Today, let me polish this control chip that embodies the essence of modern truth-seeking with the device refining technique of 40,000 years ago. 3, 2, 1. We need to hurry up. What's going on? What exactly is contestant Li Yao doing? I couldn't see Li Yao's movements clearly, but I heard bursts of explosions. Let's aim our crystal eyes at contestant Li Yao's hands and zoom in on the screen again. Li Yao's hands have transformed into countless afterimages. It's a sound barrier. Every finger of Li Yao moves at a very small distance at high speed. The explosion we heard was made by him breaking through the sound barrier with both hands. Oh my God, his hand speed has exceeded the limit. He is carving chips at supersonic speed. Monster. Master Li Yao is amazing. Should the supersonic speed of both hands be so exaggerated? I remember that Li Yao's information is above the middle level of the foundation period. Isn't this something that can only be achieved by alchemists during the alchemy period? He's only in his early 20s. Last night, we missed out on such a genius because we were a little conservative. No matter how much it costs this time, we must take down Li Yao, the person in charge of the red line flow. It's impossible, absolutely impossible. This is a psychological tactic. He must be playing with a mystery by using supersonic human flesh chips with both hands. I need to remain calm. 20 minutes later. Annotation: Spiritual Energy Protector. This pain is far less than 1/10 of the pain caused by the biting of the purple ring sword ant. Great. This is the path that a strong person should take. It's too strong. Nearly 1/3 of the nutrient solution was swallowed by Li Yao's hands. The following process is simple. Annotation: Rainflower water can enhance the stability of psychic circuits. Next, it's time to package the chip. Be accomplished. Is he a monster? He actually hand-carved a chip. In 20 minutes, the competition will take place. The competition is over. Next is the battle on the battlefield. Annotation: Blood Dragon Fong is 1.3 meters long and weighs 72.5 kilograms. It has dual killing power of blade oscillation and chainsaw rotation. I don't know how much the spirituality of the battle sword can be improved by using the technique of dripping blood refining to imprint the dragon blood pattern for the first time. Come on, let me see your true abilities. Annotation: The variant model of the chainsaw sword with a length of 1.51 meters and a weight of 71.44 kilograms. Is Mo Tianxue holding a sword? Why isn't there a blade? The magic weapon refining has finally been completed. Did I have a hallucination? I think I heard the sound of the clash of the Golden Kings. In the treasure testing stage of the knockout stage, the treasures of two contestants will face each other head-on. Their treasures will be placed on a special attacking talisman array. Each time you input the same level of spiritual energy to drive the magic weapons to attack each other, a collision is 1 turn. After each round, the input spiritual energy will double and level up step by step. The ultimate treasure will either explode due to excessive input of spiritual energy or be completely shattered by the opponent's treasure. Master Li Yao's blood dragon teeth are about to undergo testing. In the testing room, blood dragon teeth versus no edge test begins. Input double the standard spiritual power in the first round. Unexpectedly, Wufeng was condensed directly from Xian Guang into a chainsaw. Mo Tianxue is really amazing. Twice the standard psychic input in the second round. There was such a big commotion in the second round, I don't know what the limit would be like. In the third round, 4 times the standard psychic input is required. Which side do you think will ultimately win in the dust-free area? Although Mo Tianxue's phoneless sword is innovative, there are still many omissions and shortcomings in the temporary adjustment plan and renovation. Li Yao's blood dragon teeth are a design that he had already decided upon, with a more stable structure. But there is also a fatal danger that the manually carved Iron Cavalry Type 2 control chip is not as stable as the mechanism. It's already the 7th round, with 64 times the standard psychic power. I don't know how long Li Yao's chip can last. The spiritual energy is entangled. Spiritual entanglement is the powerful spiritual energy generated by the collision of two magical treasures, which intertwines and fuses together to form a huge spiritual power field. In this way, It's a tough competition where only one side can break or shatter in order to separate from each other. We're going to the limit. The winner is about to be determined. Next, it depends on how long this chip can last. Look, Blood Dragon teeth are not working. The control chip of Blood Dragon Farm has been strongly interfered with and has lost the ability to reconcile the circulation of two types of spiritual energy. Wufeng took advantage of the situation and burst the Blood Dragon Farm in one fell swoop. Mo Tianshui has won. Unfortunately, the hand-carved chips are still a bit lacking. I remember many years ago, Mo Tianshui never laughed after his victory. It seems that even he didn't have much confidence in this competition. Li Yao is really worth being wary of. Human flesh-carved chips are indeed just a show of strength. No, Blood Dragon Fong wasn't blasted by Wufeng. Ha ha ha, I won. This is. The key to winning is now. The Blood Dragon teeth have deformed. So Blood Dragon teeth didn't explode, did they explode? This is Blood Dragon Fong. Has the seal been unsealed? Wu Fong, is this really explosive? Wufeng may not have other states as well, right? The walls of the testing room are made of super strong crystal refining. There are still defensive talismans engraved here. Otherwise, such a big impact would definitely harm the audience. It's over. Oh my god, in the end, it was contestant Li Yao who won. It's so exciting, my heart is almost beating out. Huangfu Observation Room. This Li Yao is really not easy. Xiao Yao will face a powerful opponent. Master Li Yao has won. Wow, it's really contestant Li Yao who won. It's impossible that Mo Tianshui actually lost. Unexpectedly, the winner of this competition is Li Yao. Although the chip polished by contestant Li Yao appears to have some issues, it seems that he had anticipated and made extensive modifications to the battle knife. Although two weapons collapse in 3 seconds, 3 seconds is enough for cultivators to do many things. That's right, in actual combat, cultivators holding Blood Dragon teeth can completely use these 3 seconds to kill their opponents. The critical strike generated by the Blood Dragon Fong devouring the shard of no edge is enough to make the opponent disappear in smoke with just one strike. You had long anticipated that your sword would shatter. That's right, although I've tried it in the Taishu fantasy realm, after all, it's my first time manually polishing chips in the real world. The complexity of the Iron Cavalry Type 2 is too high. What I polished was a relatively simple Iron Cavalry Type 1. The stability and impact resistance of manually polished chips are inferior to those engraved on magic weapons. We will compete for at least 6 or 7 rounds, and under the bombardment of dozens of times the standard psychic power, the handmade chip will definitely explode. Many of my materials were selected around the Iron Cavalry 2 control chip. So I decided to polish an unstable chip and add another design that I had been thinking about for a long time to take a gamble on. You won the bet. What you're betting on is the second form of Blood Dragon teeth. If an unsuspecting enemy thinks they have chopped your weapon apart, their mind will surely relax in an instant. But the critical strike form only truly bloomed when the Blood Dragon teeth shattered. I lost today's battle and Li Daoyou's tactics are unbelievable. I admire them. However, if the principle of this critical strike form does not involve core secrets, can Li Daoyou briefly explain it? I can only say that the core of these lightning magnetic fields is the 12-chain thunder ancient talisman. That's not the hypothesis of the Demon Star, the master of classical alchemy theory, which has been very popular on the Spirit Network recently. Yes, it has caused a lot of controversy. The construction of the psychic model for the 12-chain thunder ancient talisman is quite rough. Currently, there are dozens of modern lightning-based symbol arrays that can replace the attack effect of the 12-chain thunder ancient symbols. The greatest value of the 12-chain thunder ancient talisman is not directly used for attacking. During the process of activating ancient symbols, due to the extremely unstable circulation of spiritual energy, a large amount of lightning spiritual energy will be released. Spiritual energy forms a lightning magnetic field around it and can shape its form freely. Just a few preconceived ideas can shape the magnetic field into the desired shape. The lightning magnetic field in the form of a battle sword devours a large number of metal fragments and unleashes all its energy within seconds. This is the critical strike of blood dragon teeth. Do you agree with the theory of the demon star? Comment. Yes, Professor Yaoxing's theory has given me great inspiration. I completely agree with his theory and will continue to apply it to practical situations. May I ask who the demon star is? Search on ling.com. TSK Demon Star, I haven't even heard of it. I really doubt how much you can understand about this competition. Wow, haven't you paid attention to the ancient alchemy theory? You actually don't know about the demon star. Kongshan Luenjian is a great opportunity to enhance the visibility of the demon star's identity. Now don't boast too much about yourself. When will you stay longer? Refiners tend to focus on practical operations. But as long as the popularity of the demon star continues to increase and it becomes a well-known master of classical alchemy theory, it is possible to participate in the highest level of theoretical exploration. I have also paid attention to the theory of the demon star, and I always thought it was too mysterious. It turns out that I have never experienced the subtleties of it. From today on, I will also study Professor Yaoxing's theory. One day, we will fight again. I am looking forward to it. Li Daoyu took the liberty of asking, can you tell me how you developed such fast hand speed? Have you ever seen the purple ring sword ant at 4 a.m.? At 4 a.m., purple ring sword ant. At 4 o'clock in the morning in the world of ancient cultivation, the hour of Eend is the time when black and white alternate, and it is also the best resting time for the purple ring sword ant. If they are awakened at this moment, they will fall into the most violent state. As long as you also practice with the purple ring sword ant at 4 a.m., you will definitely be able to achieve faster hand speed. The ancient secret technique of cultivating with purple ring sword ants is actually true. This monster is so crazy, no wonder the cultivation level that built the foundation has skyrocketed to the speed of breaking the sound barrier. It hurts so much to be bitten by the purple ring sword ant, and he even specifically chose to cultivate during the most irritable time of the purple ring sword ant. I'm still too narrow-minded. I lost unjustly this year. This time, polishing the chip with both hands consumed too much effort and soul, and we need to find a place to cultivate and recover immediately. Oh, why is she here? This is the secret hand care spiritual liquid made by our Huanfu family, which can restore your hand speed within 3 days. Even if you continue to cultivate your hands for 3 to 5 days, they may not fully recover and your hand speed will decrease by more than 5. Thank you very much. Don't thank me, I just don't want any regrets about my victory. Please recover well. I look forward to competing with you in your strongest form. Contestant Li Yao heard that you once received teachings from a different person. Is that really a descendant of a certain school hundreds of years ago? Li Yao, you defeated the genius descendant of the Mo family. Can you tell us about your experience? I have been wandering among the ruins of ancient battlefields on the edge of the Starry Sea since I was young. I didn't make a real breakthrough until I joined the Dajiao Armor Division. Is it a true fusion star vortex? Yes, it's like 10,000 suns exploding in front of you at the same time. The waves of light and heat completely melt your soul and cells. Fortunately, we managed to escape and I was fortunate enough to gain insights from the fusion of true spirits. Sorry everyone, time is limited. I have to go back and practice. What a thrilling breakthrough. No wonder the style is so crazy. Hotel room late. The next few days are elimination matches for other games, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. The Armor Division has received a message. Dajiao Armor Division. Li Yao, you wicked devil knew that you were hiding deep, but you never expected to kill even the Mo family's true story with a single blow. You see, those brats from Tiger Kill Camp are all so happy and crazy. Yao Ge is so handsome. You are the greatest idol in our hearts. That's right, we all support you. You are a legend of the Bighorn Armor Division. Yao Ji's round of 16 is not enough. We still need to completely crush Huangfu Xiaoya next. These guys. The team leader helped me tell the little guys in the Tiger Kill camp that after the Kongshan sword debate is over, I will give each of them a handcrafted melee weapon. Now you are a rising knife refining expert in the circle of alchemists. Refining knives for these stinky guys who haven't even grown hair is too wasteful. Why don't you give me a workout? My skills are not yet proficient. After practicing at the 3 crystal armor centers for a year or so, I will naturally help everyone refine new treasures. After you mentioned the connection with the Dajiao Armor Division in front of the reporter, we are now famous and the rise of the world is in sight. Search ranking. 1. Li Yao. 2 Bighorn Armor Divisions. 3 Mo Tianxue. Captain, I've heard some rumors recently about spider nesting stars. Don't worry, our mission in the Bighorn is not a random choice. If the storm doesn't come, it's already here. Hee hee. In the past, the cultivation world gathered many experts but could not find the heavy wind and rain. This is a great opportunity for mantises to catch cicadas and yellow sparrows, but everyone should be careful. Don't worry, everything is going smoothly on the side of the armor division in the competition, but you need to pay more attention yourself. Now that you're in the limelight and emphasizing your relationship with Bighorn in front of so many reporters, I'm afraid even the dogs on Spider Nest Star know your name. There is a Black Spider Tower organization on Spider Nest Star that specializes in intelligence, undercover espionage, and assassination operations for star thieves. The Black Spider, responsible for assassination, was most rampant when he even infiltrated the sect headquarters to assassinate elders. Good safety first. I will hire a few bodyguards. We are about to cross a gravel belt, and the spiritual net is unstable. You must pay attention to it yourself. I remember who didn't make an appointment today. Hello, Master Li Yao. My name is Fei Ming and I come from Yingxinliu. Your people just came yesterday. The 3 major crystal armor centers have all presented contracts, and I still need to carefully consider them. Yesterday, it was just the conditions on the table, and there were other conditions. Why don't we go in and discuss slowly? There are other conditions as well. It's okay to talk inside. Master Li Yao, you have fast hand speed and are skilled in micro-carving. I think you are very interested in fine magic weapons. This treasure is a small gift for our meeting. What magic weapon? So exquisite. This is a magic weapon that confuses the soul. Master Li Yao, we still have many classic treasures. Some treasures are extremely precise and have never been successfully cracked by anyone for thousands of years. Why don't we find a quiet place to chat slowly in the noisy environment here? What does he want to do if the situation is not right? Let's just push the boat along with the current. Good. The first plan is progressing smoothly, and all teams will form teams and retreat within half a minute. It's time. Super awake mode. Go straight for 10 minutes and turn left. The shuttle bus seemed to have been traveling in circles for over an hour, but it returned to the hotel where I was staying. I remember there was a building there. Master Li Yao, please. For now, let's wait and see what happens. Someone. Huangfu Xiaoya, why is she here? Hey, what's going on here? Master Li Yao, please sit with Miss Huangfu for a moment. My master will be arriving soon. Master. You are Uncle 11. Huangfu 11. Search for Huangfu 11. If I remember correctly. Annotation on the Sword Master of Kongshan, the previous genius of the Huangfu family. Huangfu's 11th steadfast credit lightning can unleash the most primitive potential in the cells of his hands. In an accident, he became obsessed and his hands were disabled. Later, in search of a treatment, Emperor Fu 11 went to the edge of the Flying Star Realm in the 10,000-foot star domain, where his starship was destroyed in a nebula storm and he perished in the vast sea of stars. You didn't do it over 20 years ago. Xiaoya, when I went to the Wanzhong star domain, you were just born. I didn't expect that in the blink of an eye, you would be qualified to represent the Huangfu family in the Battle of Kongshan Luenjian. Li Yao, you are the most surprising discovery I made during my visit to Kongshan to discuss swords. In you, I seem to see the madness of my past self. What exactly is this? What's going on? Suffer death. My friend is impatient. Annotation: Bai Lu was one of the two most famous new free armor masters in the Tianxiang Star domain 5 years ago. Annotation: 5 years ago, another famous free armor master in the Tianxiang Star domain, Blackstone, summoned crystal armor. How could this be possible? Okay, don't scare the kids. It's not much of a cut. You are Blackstone and White Dew. But weren't you assassinated by the Black Spider's mysterious sting? When did you realize that I wasn't hypnotized? I knew from the beginning that you wouldn't be hypnotized. You must have a very strong spiritual power to break through the vortex of true spirit fusion star flow. Isn't it a small chaotic star that can hypnotize? Since I know I won't be hypnotized, why send a master of mental attacks to deal with me? How do you know that I will follow you obediently, and how do you know that I am not a pure alchemist? You have so many questions, but since you have asked, I will satisfy your curiosity. I have carefully studied your competition video, and the use of your hands in supersonic motion requires extremely strong physical support to continuously use the spiritual transformation material to fight cattle across mountains. You have both combat and refining talents, and your combat power is very strong. After all, you struggled to survive all the way in the ruins of the ancient battlefield on the edge of the Starry Sea. If there were no self-protection ability in that perilous environment, I'm afraid I would have died a long time ago. You are as crazy and impulsive as I was when I was young, determined to kill. In your opinion, others may not know that you are a composite cultivator, but you can use this card to explore the truth. What if I attack on the spot at the hotel? Then we'll only be active and rough. That way, we can also measure your combat effectiveness, but the noise is too loud. Blackstone White Dew, can you tell me about Li Yao's combat effectiveness? Master Li Yao went from extreme stillness to extreme movement in 4 seconds and almost flew out of subsonic speed while wielding his knife. I analyzed that his combat effectiveness is comparable to that of a combat-type cultivator in the early stages of building a base period. Master Li Yao completed the assembly of 60 crystal armor in 17 seconds. The summoned 8-armed crystal armor seems to have undergone extensive modifications and has strong combat effectiveness. It's unbelievable. If it weren't for the protection of Blackstone and White Dew, I would have been captured by you in an instant. Uncle 11, what's going on here? Who are you guys? This appearance was originally intended to pick you up and help an old friend kill this little friend Li Yao. But I changed my mind. It's a pity that such a genius alchemist died here for nothing. Kill me. If you are a star thief, then they are Black Spider Stinger. No, this is impossible. What is Star Thief? What is Black Spider Stinger? Compared to our organization, Spider Nest Star is just a small speck of dust. No matter what power it is, both Huangfu Xiaoya and I are important figures in the discussion of swords in Kongshan. If we don't show up in 3 to 5 hours, it will definitely cause a commotion. Li Yao, please take a look over here. Guess where we are now? Kids, please take a look around. How is this possible? I clearly calculated that this is inside a 7-story building next to the hotel. Why am I in a starship and have already left the Hollow Mountains? Is it very strange why it turned out like this? The shuttle car you are riding on has a disturbance weapon installed at the bottom that can induce you to make incorrect judgments. There is a chip in the middle of the bottom layer of the shuttle car, which spreads out a virtual car model with a direction different from that of the shuttle car. I personally refined and installed the latest floating stability system in this cabin. Even when performing a starry sky jump, it remains stable as if it were stationary. As soon as Kongshan Domain discovers that the 2 of us are missing, the entire Qianfan Star Domain will take action. Where can you escape to then? What you said makes sense. But what if they are entangled in more important matters and have no time to care about the two of you? In the knockout stage of the Kongshan sword competition. At the new product treasure launch event. Stop it. You blew up the Kongshan Luenjian. You actually blew up the Kongshan Luenjian. In this way, even if someone discovers that you are missing, it will probably be 10 days and a half months later. Enough for us to escape from the 1,000 sales star domain. You killed thousands of innocent ordinary people in one breath just to catch us too. It's not entirely for you. Kongshan Luenjian has gathered numerous elite alchemists. If we could kill a few more, it would be a significant blow to the cultivation world. You are not worthy to be the alchemist of the Huangfu family. You are not human. Of course I'm not human. What? What exactly are you guys? The heavenly Tao has billions of divine powers. I only ask if one can attain eternal life. You call those who do such things cultivators. Break free from the constraints of mortal identity and recognize what extraordinary existence one truly is. Pursuing the highest realm of immortality and exploring the infinite mysteries of the universe and stars. This is the cultivator. No, this is not an immortal cultivator, this is a demon cultivator. Huangfu 11, you were seduced by heavenly demons and fell into the demon path. You have become a cultivator of demons. What are immortals and demons? If ants have wisdom, how do you feel if you accidentally step on a few remaining ants and see you as an unforgivable demon? Your only feeling is that you don't care. Whether immortal or demon, we only seek eternal life and the great path. What do ants have to do with me? But you look different from ordinary demon cultivators. There is a type of energy in the world called spiritual energy. Those who cultivate spiritual energy are cultivators, and there is another type of energy called dark energy. Those who cultivate dark energy are cultivators of demons. Whether it's spiritual energy or dark energy, it's just the fluctuation structure and oscillation frequency of energy. There's no distinction between good and evil, good and evil. However, those who practice psionic madness have a higher chance of becoming possessed and sometimes need to rely on blood and killing to quell it. True cultivators who have achieved success in cultivation are no different from ordinary cultivators. So you want to invite the two of us to join the Changxing Hall and become cultivators. Let's not talk about this for now. It's not too late to talk about it later. Now I'll take you to rest. Where are we going next? Aren't you from the Dajiao Armor Division? Let's go over there. Dajiao Armor Division. Do you really wonder why we easily set up so many bombs for such a high-level event like Kongshan Luenjian? This year's Empty Mountain Sword competition only had 4 strong Dan players, making it the weakest in terms of security. Most of the experts went to ambush the storm. The heavy wind and rain are just bait. This is called praying mantis catching cicadas and yellow sparrows behind. The flying star realm is about to bleed like a river, and you will soon see how profound and unfathomable the power of the Palace of Eternal Life is. You use heavy winds and rain as bait to lure the strong in the cultivation world into action, and then take advantage of the virtual opportunity to attack the cultivator's lair. After the cultivators discover it, they will defend against you and kill another revolving spear to destroy the Bighorn Armor Division. The cultivation world only knows about Spider Nest Star, but is unaware that there is a terrifying organization called Changxing Palace behind Spider Nest Star. So in this battle, the cultivation world will undoubtedly be defeated, and the Great Horn Armor Division is also destined to be destroyed. Whether you are a cultivator or a demon cultivator, I am a cultivator and will always be. I will never be the same as you, the demon who treats mortals like ants. Xiaoya, don't deceive yourself. The duty of a cultivator is to protect. As the strongest inheritor of the Huangfu family, you must have heard of that incident. It seems that he knows. Since you know what happened 5,000 years ago, is the identity of a cultivator really worth being so proud of? What happened to the cultivation civilization of the Flying Star Realm 5,000 years ago? Let's take the two of you to rest first. We'll talk slowly in a few days. To show sincerity, Keep the little things you hide on your bodies. But be cautious when using the knives of Haishi and Bailu. You may not be afraid of death, but as an alchemist, if you have hands like mine. Humph. Let's go. Just now, in the corner, besides black and white, there was a mysterious powerhouse hiding who exactly it was. The opponent's hidden divine power is so powerful that it is highly likely to be the ace assassin in the Black Spider Tower. I'm really not sure if I can kill such an opponent head-on. The bullshit cultivator of Changxing Palace. I will never let you go. Annotation: Su Jiuzhen, an important figure in the Changxing Palace, is the ace assassin of the Black Spider Tower. He built the base period, reached the peak cultivation level, and is proficient in the technique of disguising, poisoning, and assassinating witchcraft spells. He has successfully assassinated experts in the Jiedan period multiple times. What do you think, Mr. Su? Li Yao's style in Kongshan Luenjian is fierce, aggressive, and extremely arrogant. This young person's inner desire to gain recognition from the world is not difficult to transform. Huangfu Xiaoya is in trouble. I think she has a deep misunderstanding of cultivators. She's your own niece. You can't resist, can you? How could it be? Since I have embarked on the path to immortality, I have already cut off all the dust, blood, and family ties in the mortal world. What does this have to do with us? Besides, my useless hands should have been replaced a long time ago. Ha ha ha, is that so? What you think? Isolation and prohibition. What should I do? If I were you, I wouldn't have used the Qinkuan ring. With a little experience, one would think of how many crystal eyes and listening devices are hidden in this large suite. What should I do? Do you know how many people will die in the explosion in the empty mountain area just now? Why are you still so calm? I grew up in the ruins of the ancient battlefield on the edge of the Starry Sea, accompanied by only cold fragments of magical weapons and the silent universe. The people in Kongshan Domain have died, and I seem to be sad, but I really can't cry. Can I force myself to shed tears? You. Sure enough. There is a bug here. You just said there are countless crystal eyes and listening devices in this room, so what if you find one? Look at this bug, it's designed with great precision and there's a complex alarm system nested next to it. What's the point of dismantling it? Any slight omission during disassembly will trigger a loud alarm. You don't understand Huangfu 11, of course you know that we will discover these crystal eyes and listening devices. He deliberately set up such a complex alarm system just to see our abilities. He, the 11th edition of Huangfu Chronicles, is a rare and extraordinary person in 100 years. I have always longed to compete with him. I didn't expect to get what I wanted today. So many of you just died in front of you, and I don't know how many more will die in the future. You only want to compete with Huangfu 11. As an alchemist, the most important thing is the magic weapon. No matter how the outside world is, the alchemist's heart cannot be shaken. Your Tao heart is so scattered. I was originally looking forward to competing with you, but now you have disappointed me too much. My trump cards have been seen through by the opponent, and half of my crystal armor has been taken away by the opponent. I can't deal with them. What else can we do without researching magic weapons? Why don't you come and study with me? No interest. Why don't you tell me what that thing is? Did our human civilization in the celestial realm first establish itself on planets? According to the map of the Star Sea Empire 10,000 years ago, the Tianyuan realm is located on the edge of the Star Sea, with very few relics and inheritances. But the Flying Star realm is located in the heartland of the empire and is still an important military base with a large number of ancient battlefield remains. In theory, the level of cultivation civilization here should be far above that of the Tianyuan realm. But after staying in the Flying Star realm for so long, I found that the civilization levels of the Flying Star realm and the Tianyuan realm are not on par. Whether it's the Crystal Brain or the Crystal Armor Flying Star realm, they are only slightly beyond some divine powers and even inferior to the Tianyuan realm. Huangfu 11 said that cultivators of truth and cultivators of immortality are equal, but Huangfu Xiaoya did not refute it. It seems that the history of the Flying Star Realm is full of dark secrets. This alarm system is quite sophisticated. Hey, why aren't you talking? Humph. Li Yao, you despicable traitor, I really misjudged you. Are all the children of noble families so simple? Huangfu 11 has already become obsessed. You're not afraid of what he might do to you. The environment of several habitable planets in the Flying Star Realm is very harsh, with monsters and savages scattered throughout. How did these savages come about? Wild people living on planets. They are not savages. What's that? They are alchemists. What is the alchemist? Your expression looks very unnatural. You don't know? This universe is too dark. How come so many types of cultivators have emerged, such as cultivators of truth, cultivators of demons, cultivators of immortals, and cultivators of chi? There are significant issues with the cultivation civilization in the Flying Star Realm. When can I return to the Tianyuan realm? 5 days later, in the daytime room. The mining base of the Tsanghai faction was bombed. This is the only mineral base in the Flying Star Realm that produces Jinlong stone. You are currently unable to access the internet. These pieces of information were given to you by them. The various sects in the Flying Star Realm were already scattered, but now that a large number of strong players have been transferred, they are more easily defeated by Star Thieves one by one. So is the Flying Star world going to be in chaos? The successful design of this crystallized structure is truly ingenious. Li Yao, you are really... Wasn't lunch just delivered? Mr. Huangfu, please. The refining room of Huangfu 11. Are you interested? This is a model of a black spot ant colony. Black spot ants are the architects of ants, capable of constructing intricate and complex underground burrows deep within the ground. The nest of the black spot ant is built in dry and loose soil, and the structure between the passages is particularly intricate. Do you know how humans create the most perfect ant nest model? Heating and melting the aluminum, pouring it into the ant nest, and cooling it to a solid, then pulling it out, it becomes such a delicate and perfect model. And tens of thousands of black-spotted ants in the ant nest were naturally melted down by aluminum liquid and wiped out. Incomplete dissolved black spot ant corpse. What is this again? This is a specimen of the brown-tailed golden snub-nosed monkey, and his traces can be found in many fragmented worlds in the Flying Star world. Do you know how much genetic difference there is between humans and apes? How big? On average, the genetic difference between primates and humans is 2. Can you guess the genetic difference between an ordinary person and a cultivator? It's still an ant theory after all. You've been immersed in the game that I originally prepared for Xiaoya these days. You surprised me so much that you only took half of my estimated time to crack so many crystal eyes and listening devices. I can tell you and I are the same type of person. The magic weapon is our entire world. Come on, join the Changqing Palace and become a cultivator. I am willing to accept you as my disciple. I want to become the most powerful alchemist in this universe. I don't care whether you're right about cultivating truth or immortality. But with these hands alone, what qualifications do you have to be my master? You're reckless. Unless you, as a master, first demonstrate your strength with 2 hands. You want me to change sides and betray the cultivator. It's not something that can be easily fooled with just a few words. Do you know that I grew up on the edge of the Starry Sea? Even if it's half a can of urine circulation purified water there, you have to exchange it for something valuable. Tell me what deposit you want. Previously, the explosion in the empty mountain domain, although there were not many strong Dan experts in the time-space mountain domain, after all, during the empty mountain sword debate, the vigilance was always stronger than usual. You can infiltrate the security circle and install bombs under the noses of the strong ones in Jiadon. Please indicate that you have several very small but powerful bombs. You also have a skilled blasting expert who can even use the structural weaknesses of the environment itself to achieve an increase in destructive power. If I'm not mistaken, this explosion expert is you. That's right, although I'm not a combat-type cultivator, countless strong people have already died under the crystal bombs I refined. I have always believed that crystal bombs are the strongest weapon. So teach me all your skills in refining crystal bombs. I have never seen such a shameless person before. I'm so greedy. The ability to refine crystal bombs is my trump card. We have plenty of time to talk about supernatural powers. Why don't we talk about cultivating immortals first? I didn't expect you to be so stingy and communicate so recklessly in the Changqing Palace. Even if you have any magical powers, it's so difficult to achieve. How can I believe that joining it will bring infinite benefits? When will you come back to me if you agree to this condition? But if you refuse to take it, it's better to come up with some genuine products. To be honest, I am also a bomb expert. Don't let me down on the Changqing Palace. Damn it, Dan Chi is not even connected. How dare this kid be so reckless? It's normal for a young man in his early 20s to have advanced refining skills and initial combat abilities, and to be arrogant and domineering. Do I really have to show off all my amazing skills and techniques to win over this kid? You are not the only alchemist in the Palace of Eternal Life who is in the stage of alchemy, nor are your divine powers the only ones valuable. With this kid's strength, I'm sure there are many alchemists in the Palace of Eternal Life who are interested in him during the period of pill formation. By then, he will become someone else's disciple. The Palace of Eternal Life advocates competition and the law of the jungle, where the winner takes all. What should you do if the other party adds such a disciple project and produces results faster than you, as you are still fighting for research funding for several projects in your hands? Su Lao's point is very reasonable, but whether this kid really wants to join the Changqing Palace or not. My skills in refining crystal bombs and setting explosion points are not insignificant, but what if this kid has ulterior motives that could greatly harm us? You don't have to worry about this. We have roughly locked in the navigation area of the Golden Horn, and it can be captured in 10 days, 5 days, and a month. How much can Li Yao learn, no matter how outstanding his talent is? As for whether he truly joined the Changqing Palace, I will test him again if he has any other trump cards. The next morning in the room. Are you willing to become my disciple if I teach you the skill of refining crystal bombs? Inspect the goods first before making a decision. If you treat each other with sincerity and show genuine divine abilities, then you can also become your disciple. I am sending you a message stream now, and in 3 hours, Blackstone and Bailu will take you to my refining room. What I give you is only half of my divine power. Only when you truly become my disciple will I give you a more profound other half. Deal. You have a new document. Structural diagrams and refining methods of 572 types of crystal bombs. Great. That's enough for me to study, ha ha ha. What did Huangfu 11 say to you? Did you make any deal with him? Li Yao, please don't be confused. We are cultivators who make mistakes step by step. Surprisingly, there is an anti-crystal armor bomb the size of a fingernail that can penetrate a crystal armor. Li Yao, please don't be sober. Don't do this. I beg you, Li Yao, you. Don't disturb me studying magic weapons. You've lost your mind. You're just an alchemist, not as powerful as me. Don't mess around, do you hear me? Don't cry, be careful not to get beaten up again. One cabin. What a vicious and vicious young man. He is simply a natural cultivator. However, it is still necessary to test him and cannot completely deny the possibility that he is acting. The theories I gave Li Yao are all mysterious and complex, and it will take at least 3 to 5 months to fully understand them. And these theories cannot be immediately applied to actual combat, which greatly limits the improvement of strength. Originally, the divine power that Huangfu 11 used to cultivate his eyesight was called the Broken Illusion Divine Eye. Concentrate spiritual energy in both eyes, wrap spiritual threads around the gaze, and release them to explore the most subtle structures inside things. So much theoretical time is simply not enough. Fortunately, I still have a mysterious memory space that can extend virtual time several times. When I was in the Tianyuan realm, I often relied on crystal bombs to create traps and fought to the death. I have a lot of practical experience, but I come from a wild background and lack theoretical support. The theories given to me by Huangfu 11 are simply like a sleeping bug falling for a soft pillow. 3 days later, in the morning of Huangfu 11, the refining room. That's all I have collected about the supergiant bomb that could explode an asteroid during the Star Sea Empire era. I will go back and organize the information I have collected about the submachine bullets that can be hidden in the bodies of flying monsters refined by the demon race for you. Don't rush, don't rush. You can take your time to organize. I still have some questions about the chaos theory and turbulence model and the information you later sent me regarding the calculation of mutual interference factors between serial bombs. That's enough for today. You should digest the rest first. Let's talk about it next time. Okay, 2. I still remember that there are dozens of very stable everyday materials that can be mixed in a certain proportion to create powerful bombs. I'll organize them when I go back, and we'll talk about them next time. No problem, we'll have a good chat tomorrow. I need to refine some types of bombs and carefully confirm the proportions of certain components. Can I ask them to set up a training room for you? This Li Yao really has many extraordinary skills and techniques. This kid said he's stupid, right? The initial series of strategic maneuvers were all excellent. Tell him he's smart. Why doesn't he have any scheming? He doesn't have many refining methods or skills for magic treasures that even I've never heard of. He's willing to tell me. He was able to survive alone on the edge of the Starry Sea for more than 20 years and naturally developed a body of cunning and adaptability. However, he has limited contact with people and is still too young and naive. I didn't move Huangfu Xiaoya out. Besides facilitating surveillance, I also wanted her to learn from Li Yao. But it seems that Huangfu Xiaoya is not moved. When ordinary people laugh, we know it's joy. When ordinary people cry, we know it's pain. We were born as ordinary people. Our parents may be ordinary people, and our descendants may also be ordinary people. We are just ordinary people, you greedy and cowardly dogs. I will never give up my identity as an ordinary person. I am willing to fight to the end for this identity. Then you will die. I may die, but cultivators are destined to live forever. This is the eternal life we pursue, completely different from you walking dead. Crazy. A specially designed training room at 7 p.m. in the evening. Okay, this dual chipset has been modified into a highly powerful bomb. As long as I have a thought, I will fall into a raging sea of fire within a radius of 10 meters. If Huangfu 11 is willing to give me more materials, the power will not be so great. Although Huangfu 11 was talented, his hands were ultimately inconvenient for practical operations, and he could only rely on the cooperation of his subordinates. His explosive style tends to be more large-scale and interconnected. And my explosive style tends towards miniaturization and concealment. I prefer to place bombs and set traps unconsciously in actual combat. What happened? It sounds like the starship is under rapid attack, and a power symbol array has exploded. It seems like the sound of someone forcefully tearing apart the hull of a starship. Master Li Yao, we have been attacked by cultivators. Blackstone and Bai Lu are leading their guards to resist. Please stay in the training room to avoid any unforeseen circumstances. I feel something's off. Is the sound of explosions coming from cultivators? 10 minutes later. Kill it. Kill it. Annotation on the emblem of the Wild Bear Society, one of the 6 major sects of the Heavenly Holy City. Master Li Yao, I am a member of the direct armed force of the Crazy Bear Club, the Crazy Bear Battle Group. My name is Hu Guohao. We're here to save you and Master Huangfu. Let's go. You're here so soon. Did you find the alarm magic weapon I hid in the room? It wasn't destroyed by the explosion. That magic weapon was indeed damaged by an explosion, but the experts from our 6 major sects have repaired it again. I won't say much. The situation is urgent and everything will be discussed once we escape. Unfortunately, I feel a bit reluctant to leave now. Please let me think about it carefully. When is it? Where's the time for you to consider? Our people can't hold on for long, they must leave immediately. I hate people threatening me the most. If I don't leave, what will you do? So what Master Huangfu said is correct. You have indeed betrayed, you cowardly traitor. People will be punished by heaven and earth for themselves. I have never said that I must be loyal to cultivators, so why would I betray them? Evil demons and crooked paths are obtained by everyone and executed. Since you have fallen into the demon path, then go die. That's ridiculous. Ha ha ha, try my crystal bomb. Damn it, this kid is really creepy. Where do traitors escape from? Ah. No. What kind of person? The opportunity has come. It's hard to escape. Oh no, the wound is too deep. Stop it. Traitor, you're waiting for us cultivators. We won't let you go. Master Li Yao, how are you? It's not good. Please send it to the medical cabin quickly. Using the best medical methods and medicines. He is the disciple I have worked hard to find, and there is no problem with his loyalty. He cannot die like this. He still had countless refining techniques and supernatural powers in his mind that he hadn't discovered yet, and he died like this. It's like a waste of time. Who knew he would suddenly jump up? However, in the face of such a life and death situation, he can only exert such strength. It seems that his combat effectiveness is only at the initial stage of building a foundation. Master Huangfu has finally found you. You guys are members of the Crazy Bear Club. Yes, Master Huangfu. We are here to save you. Come with me quickly. My companion is ahead. Hurry up. Great, I knew you guys would come. The Huangfu family has betrayed Li Yao yet. Monitoring room. Contact Duan Xiong. Where is Duan Xiong Huangfu Xiaoya? It's already locked up. When we tested her, all she wanted to do was run away. It's useless for her to persist like this and keep it. Then leave it to me for waste utilization. Duan Hu, Duan Xiong, Duan Bao, the 3 of you, take off your crystal armor and inspect it. The crystal armor of these crazy bears is very rare to be damaged and difficult to find, so let's go down and rest. The task was completed well. Don't take Duan Hu's recent incident to heart. It's my poor planning. Even if there is any problem with Li Yao, it is still my responsibility. It's Su Lao. Quickly put on the crystal armor, quickly. What? Not good. Not good. Not good. It's too late. Ah. How could this happen? What's going on? Hurry up. Help. Help me. No. Help. Help. Li Yao. Meeting room in an hour. Battle damage report. All 3 triplets of the Duan family were killed in the explosion, and 7 others were seriously injured and 11 were lightly injured. You, as an alchemist, should know better about the damage to the starship than I do. Damage degree 75. This kid's luck is so good that the sword, which seemed serious, completely avoided the fatal position. As long as you stay in the medical cabin for half a day, you can fully recover. How is Li Yao's injury? Is there a possibility that he intentionally got injured to gain our trust? His injury is very close to the heart. If it is intentionally hit, precise control of muscle and vascular peristalsis is required. A slight mistake can cause the flying sword to directly pierce the heart. Even if it is rescued in time and replaced with a psychic heart, the strength of the heart will be greatly reduced. Although it didn't hit the vital points, it did indeed bleed a lot and greatly reduced its combat effectiveness at that time. A person with a ghost in their heart would not put themselves in such a weak state. There is only one type of person who can intentionally create such injuries and retain over 90% of their combat effectiveness. What kind of person? Rejecting the magic weapon, only cultivating the physical body, relying on bombarding the gene chain to release the primordial energy of the alchemist. Li Yao, this fanatical alchemist, cannot be a body refiner who rejects magic weapons. I'll go ask Li Yao what's going on, but he doesn't know that Duan Hu is one of us, so it's probably a misunderstanding. Of course, I know it was a misunderstanding, but at such a high cost, it proves that he genuinely sought refuge. Otherwise, I would have stabbed this kid to death long ago. Inside the medical cabin. Aren't you very confident about the Changxing Palace? Why would these cultivators secretly touch it? That's how you protect me. Be calm and don't be impatient. You also have a responsibility for this matter. Who knew you had left an alarm device in the room? Humph. At that time, I didn't know what the situation was and it wasn't normal to leave an alarm tool. By the way, where are the cultivators? Did they all run away? How is Huangfu Xiaoya? Huangfu Xiaoya is still in our hands. The cultivators have already repelled her. They launched an attack before retreating, but it was not a big problem. Count those bastards who escaped quickly. These bastards are really ruthless, almost taking my life. But before the cultivator left, I left a small gift on him, ha ha ha. What gift? I have developed a new type of anti-crystal armor crystal bomb, which I call Crystal Armor Killer. This type of bomb has a small size, lightweight, strong concealment, and is specifically designed for reaction furnaces with crystal armor. The Crystal Armor Killer is just an introduction that can turn the reactor cauldron on the enemy's crystal armor into a real bomb. The trigger condition for the Crystal Armor Killer is when the enemy unloads the crystal armor and decomposes it to around 50. How many people can instantly put on crystal armor or activate psychic shields when they explode while relaxing their vigilance? I, Li Yao, am a very vengeful person who seeks revenge and revenge. What? I don't know if that Hu Guohao will take off his crystal armor in front of many of his fellow disciples when he returns to the Mad Bear Society's starship. I get excited just thinking about that kind of scene, ha ha ha. How did you install the bomb behind his crystal armor? At that time, I used the moment when the bomb exploded to sneak out of the workbench and run behind the other party. Oh, why is your face so bad? Are you also injured? I'm fine, I'm just a little dizzy from the explosion. That's easy to say. I was able to refine the Crystal Armor Killer thanks to your guidance. If you could really kill a few cultivators, you would also be credited. I'm so angry. Cough cough, as long as you become my disciple, everything is fine. Let's not talk about this yet. These cultivators treat me as a traitor and want to exterminate me completely. Then I will become a cultivator as they wish. The starship will be severely damaged by the bear and many alchemists will die. I'll leave first. After you rest and recover from your injuries, you'll need to participate in the maintenance work of the starship. No problem, I'm good at repairing starships. A larger medical cabin on the second level of the starship. Hey. Su Lao is so miserable. It's too miserable. The three brothers, one son, and three children in that family share a deep emotional connection. Although it's only the initial stage of building foundations, the three of them have a unique synergy and can even take down many high-level foundations. Now they have died inexplicably for over a decade, and all their hard work has been wasted. Oh, are you saying that my probing arrangement this time was not right? Afraid to. Although it is rare for the three brothers of the Duan family to have such a person, as you can see, Li Yao is a rare immortal cultivation talent in 100 years. If any of you are dissatisfied with today's matter and go to trouble Li Yao, I don't mind. But if you think carefully about Li Yao's methods and intentions, you will be extremely vengeful. If you're willing to provoke someone like this, just go ahead. Li Yao. This is a medium transport ship of the Bull class, which is a very common commercial starship in the Flying Star world. The next day's maintenance room. As an underground organization, the Changxing Palace's starships are mostly likely to be transport ships of this kind. It is highly likely that someone who has registered with a certain cultivation sect cannot find any problems. This type of transport ship, which is the most common in the Flying Star world, is also a key focus of attention in heavy weather conditions. There are detailed records in the wind, rain, and stars. The sailing conditions in the next few days are also essential information that I need to know so that I can make more preparations. 2 days later, in the medical room. Disgusting traitor. Come on, help me chop off these hands. Why? I sincerely invited her to embark on the path of cultivating immortality and participate in the Changxing Avenue together, as I made a special trip to Kongshan Domain this time. Unexpectedly, she persisted in her obsession and attempted to escape when the bear attacked the starship. She's already too deep on the fork in the road to turn back, and it's useless to keep her head. But these hands can be used as waste. The doctor in the Palace of Eternal Life told me that my hands are already dead and the only way is to change them. If a combat-type cultivator wants to switch to a pair of spiritual weapons and prosthetic limbs, it is also possible. I am an alchemist. Hand perception is very important. How can I use spiritual weapons and prosthetic limbs? But the doctor said we could switch to a pair of hands that share the same bloodline as mine. Animal. If you are willing to become a cultivator, I also cannot bear to do so. But it's not my fault that you're so stubborn. You have fast hand speed and deep research on delicate treasures, and even the smallest blood vessels and muscle bundles cannot stop you. Come on, just chop off these hands as quickly as possible along your elbows. The remaining work will naturally be handled by specialized medical tools. I see. So you're ready to put on her arm. No, you beasts, you bunch of beasts. Why can't you take action? This doesn't seem like your style from the past few days, Li Yao. I really can't handle it. During the battle with Mo Tianshui, Huangfu Xiaoya gave me a bottle of secret hand care solution. How much is ultimately a favor? If I cut off her hands, I feel guilty in my conscience. Oh. What about feeling guilty? If I cut off her hands, my conscience will be hurt. Do you think you should pay me some medical expenses? What does it mean to pay for your medical expenses? It's simple, conscience loss fee. I don't want any gold or silver treasures either. There are still 2 optimal quick solutions to the 7-star problem from last time, but you didn't tell me. Let's use these 2 solutions to make up for the trauma on my conscience. That's really shameless. How about as long as you give me these 2 solutions now, I will immediately cut the knife to ensure it's fast. If there's enough lightning, you can proceed with the follow-up work. Li Yao, you are despicable. I was really blind when I gave you this scumbag maintenance fluid. How about if you can't bear to part with it, then you can take the knife yourself. What does he want? I must make him personally cut off Huangfu Xiaoya's hand and cut off his retreat. Okay, I'll give you the algorithm now. Can you help me cut off my hand? I have the solution for you. What are you procrastinating on? Of course, I need to personally calculate and see if the solution you gave me is correct. 3 minutes later. Why is he suddenly in a hurry to change hands? Come up with a solution and find ways to delay time. Of course it's true. It's not too late. Okay, I guarantee you'll be able to use a pair of energetic beginners tonight. Li Yao, even if I were a ghost, I wouldn't let you go. Don't blame me. I have already received the conscience loss fee from others. Besides, I really hope that Huangfu 11 will have a pair of brand new hands because... Has Yasi ever said how long it takes to restore his original strength after switching to a novice? The hands of close relatives will not reject it, and within 3 days, they can fully fuse and restore 70% of their strength. After 10 days, you can fully recover, and after a month, you can advance to a higher realm. How much can be recovered in a day? What's wrong? Can we recover 30 to 50% within a day? In that case, can we postpone it for one day and help you switch hands tomorrow night? I remember you said we still have 2 days left until the storm is heavy. Why? Because tomorrow I hope to challenge you. 30 years ago, on the Kongshan Luenjian, didn't you also challenge the Mo family leader like me at that time? Ha, you're going to challenge me. Do you know what realm you are and what realm I am? It's really arrogant. If others think I'm arrogant, but you will definitely understand me. At that time, the gap in realm between you and the leader of the Mo family was probably even greater than the gap between us today. Besides, I also really want to know how terrifying my master's strength would be when he completely explodes. Oh, you finally agreed to become my disciple. If you could completely defeat me and show me your formidable strength, I would certainly be willing to become your disciple. If I am lucky enough to defeat you tomorrow, why don't you take me as your teacher? Good boy, I like your arrogance, but I don't know if you really have the capital to be arrogant. I haven't shown my true martial arts skills in front of you all this time, which has made you want to challenge me. You actually want me to become your teacher. Worship me as a teacher or something is just talk. How about this? Tomorrow, we'll each come up with 10 divine abilities and have a gambling battle. Oh, gambling battles. You must have some profound experience in refining sword and sword treasures, so choose 10 divine powers from them. Of course, I will also use 10 divine powers to condense into the jade slips as a bet. How many supernatural powers do you have that can compare to mine? Why are you teaching me these days in name, but in reality, the two of us are exchanging divine powers? I have received a lot of divine inheritance on the edge of the starry sea, but without anyone to guide me, I can only memorize by rote, otherwise I wouldn't have shared it with you. Let's hear what kind of supernatural powers they have. There are 2 key points that I have not thoroughly studied regarding the 7 variants derived from the Biyun Zixia formation. There is an ancient method that can be used to analyze the dragon-elephant layman's algorithm, but it is incomplete and I cannot deduce the entire process. We'll have a battle. If you win my 10 divine powers, it's considered an apprenticeship ceremony. If I win, I don't need you to apprentice. I only need your 10 divine powers. How about that? I didn't expect this kid to have so many supernatural powers in his mind. He's really lucky. You still want to take advantage of me, neither willing to become a disciple nor wanting to take away my divine abilities. But the chance of defeating me is very slim. If you lose, won't you regret it? As evidence of my fingertip blood. Tomorrow at this time, Li Yao and Huangfu 11 will engage in a great battle of refining weapons. If I lose, I will immediately become a disciple of Huangfu 11. If this vow is violated, the demon will forever be trapped and unable to refine a qualified magic weapon. Heart Demon Blood Oath Collection. Annotation: the technique of cursing and swearing is similar to psychological suggestion. Although it may not be fully realized, the existence of inner demons can indeed have an impact on the oath taker. How about the blood oath of the heart demon? I absolutely don't want this silly kid to lower the success rate of the refining tool from 80 to 79. Okay, I interrupted your empty mountain argument. Sword, emotion, and reason should all be compensated. Tomorrow at this time, let's engage in a special battle of empty mountains and swords in this vast sea of stars. One word sets the tone for tomorrow. At this moment, the stars, the sea, and the mountains are empty. Let's discuss swords. I'll keep these hands with you for another day. What? What a jerk. In an hour, inside the suite. Annotation: prohibiting magic weapons to prevent self-harm. Li Yao, you are all shameless people. At this level, do you think there are shameless and even more shameless things to listen to? What else have you done? Didn't you ever doubt me? Huangfu showed you the scene of a series of explosions in the empty mountain area as soon as he arrived on the 11th, fearing that you wouldn't see how vicious he was. Saying to win over, but is this completely stirring up your anger and resistance towards the Changqing Palace? Until now, he has talked to you a few times. I can't imagine the crude methods used to recruit people into the Changqing Palace. Why is he in such a hurry to change hands? The medical conditions on the starship are definitely not as good as those at the Changqing Palace headquarters. Why didn't he wait to return to headquarters and hire a specialized physician to perform the surgery? What do you mean? At the beginning, he never thought about you joining the Changqing Palace. He was even afraid that you would join the Changqing Palace. The purpose of Huangfu's visit to Kongshan Domain on the 11th is for your hands. What? He is my biological uncle, but he has always wanted my hand. Terrifying, it's really terrifying. You're not human at all. If you go back to the headquarters of Changqing Palace, Yi Changming has more than 10,000 dreams, and you are willing to become a cultivator. Then he has no reason to cut off your hands again, ha ha ha. Since you've seen through everything, you're still willing to be a disciple of this kind of snake and scorpion. So what? Huangfu 11 and I were just using each other. The teacher-student relationship that combines interests is more solid than loyalty, especially in places like Changqing Hall. I almost forgot that you are also a venomous cultivator who fears death like a snake or scorpion. A monitoring room. Is what Li Yao said true? This one. It's your business to change Huangfu Xiaoya's hand. But did you inform the Lotus King beforehand about the use of so many organizational resources for fake public welfare and personal matters? Su Lao, I am not. You and I are both members of the Lotus King. If I were to speak out and be used to attack the Lotus King's subordinates, what would be the benefit? The matter has come to this point. After you change hands, please apologize to the Lotus King yourself. I will say a few good words for you. This kid is smart enough to see through your layout. Thank you very much, Mr. Su. As soon as my hands and blood vessels became clear, I immediately started the furnace to help Mr. Su refine a pair of exquisite 13 Ghost Mother Een Soul needles. He just said it out loud. It seems like he really didn't realize there were surveillance cameras in the room, and he didn't expect us to be monitoring him until now. He said that joining the Changqing Palace for profit should be trustworthy. Li Yao, are you telling me this to make me suffer even more before I die? I just want you to recognize reality and see this dark universe clearly. A weak person like you can only become the prey of the strong, unable to even protect your own hands. You think you have backbone, but what did you do during the 10 days you were kidnapped? Besides being panicked and crying, what efforts have you made to get yourself out of trouble? You even forgot the most basic daily practice of an alchemist on your hands. If you really encounter a turning point, what qualifications do you have now to seize it? I didn't do anything. You call me a pig or a dog, but I've gained a lot these days. What can you do to me if I cut off your hands tomorrow? As a useless person like you, even if you become a ghost cultivator after death, you will only fall under the control of the Changqing Palace again. Maybe you will be refined into a magic weapon by Huangfu 11. No matter how you act like a ghost, you won't let me go. No, I wouldn't do it. I'd rather lose my soul. I often hear them say in the Dajiao Armor Division that if you want to roar, let the sword speak. If there are tears, let the enemy come and cry. Rest, there will be a lot of blood flowing tomorrow. The next morning. What are you doing? Practice. They have imposed restrictions on me, preventing me from pursuing higher levels of cultivation. Now we can only train our finger dexterity with Void Talisman. Oh. Li Yao, although you are an unforgivable scum, what you said yesterday makes perfect sense. Tears and roars are the most useless things. So your last-minute cramming. No, I just decided not to shed tears anymore and to fight to the end like a cultivator. You're right. I've wasted too much time in the past 10 days, and my dexterity has greatly decreased. If you die tonight, what's the point of doing this now? Even if I die tonight, at least for this moment I am still alive. If you're alive, you have to fight. Don't expect me to surrender. At 8:01 p.m., there is an explosion-type magic weapon refining chamber. This is the battlefield where we discussed swords in Shanghai today. Annotation on prison clothing. They are Master Li Yao. These guys are subordinates of me and Bai Lu. In the future, it will all be our own people. If you need anything, they can help you immediately. When we invited the master to come that day, we offended him a lot. I hope the master doesn't take it to heart. In the future, everyone in the Lotus King faction should unite as one and face the outside world together. Lotus King. Lotus King is one of the giants in our Changqing Palace. I promised Lotus King that I would not suffer any losses. Where are we now? How long until we can take down the Bighorn Armor Division and return to headquarters to meet the Lotus King? We have arrived in the Taiyuan Star Domain and received a message of heavy rain half a day ago. He has intercepted the Golden Horn. There are 2 starships next to the other side, and the situation is a bit tight. We can catch up tomorrow. This is one of the oldest star domains in the Flying Star world, with the largest habitable planet, Iron Origin Star. There are wild people living on the planet, and the development level is very low. Without large star torches, it is impossible to jump in the stars. Okay, then get ready to start. How do you want to compare? I like to challenge the limits. It's better than refining crystal bombs. We each refine a crystal bomb, which has more destructive power. 3 rounds. Are you sure you want to compare explosive weapons with me? It's better to blow you up. Don't worry, I haven't finished yet. I will specify the materials. If you win all 3 games, it counts as your win. If unfortunately you lose 1 game, it counts as my win. What do you think this is better than? Well, it seems like you're not too stupid either. This comparison indeed fills the gap in our realm and experience, which is very fair. You can choose the materials, but they must be on this list. After all, I didn't bring too many materials this time. It's settled. Let me take a look first. 5 minutes later. Just prepare according to the instructions above. If I lose this jade slip, it will be my apprenticeship gift. You can check it first. Okay, I won't lie to you either. This jade slip contains the secrets of refining crystal bombs and the techniques of forging swords in the Huangfu family. You can also browse through it first. Where did you get such a delicate ancient talisman array? 3 minutes later. This is just a small part of my mind. I'll give you a new one once you've figured it out. Fatty, this jade slip will be kept by you for now. I'll come and get it later. The 10 divine powers in this jade slip are even more valuable than mine, and I must win. Half an hour later, inside the treasure refining chamber. Annotated reinforced explosion-proof protection room. Be ready. In the first round, let's play with 27 different materials for 10 minutes. Come on. Hee. What kind of achievement is this? It's like a person turning into a godsend. If you hadn't consumed too much of my vitality, I wouldn't have been willing to replace you if I could only last for an hour at a time. Come on. Annotation on supersonic hand speed. Don't think that breaking the sound barrier with your hand speed is so amazing, kid. Let me give you a taste of being crushed by me today, ha ha ha. 10 minutes later. In the world of alchemy, you are just a frog at the bottom of a well. There is still a long way to go. Stop talking nonsense and let's test it. The power of a bomb explosion can be measured by entering the crystal energy scale through a pipeline to determine the specific power of the bomb. Did you see that? My crystal bomb has even greater power. 8 seconds. 12 seconds. And it lasts longer. 12 seconds. 8 seconds. Did you lose the first game and compare the last 2 games? Then. Li Yao suffered a complete defeat in both speed and power in this game. Just now, I only used the peak strength of building the base period to play with you casually. Next, I will show you how terrifying the alchemist is during the alchemy period. Jiedon's spiritual energy is gradually developing towards a solid state, and this is Jiedon. Ha ha ha. We can't lose this round. Ultrasonic mode. 20 minutes later. It's done. TSK, it's really hard. Unfortunately, the harder the refining machine is, the better. Let me teach you some experience of refining tools from top-notch experts. After the NN pill period and we usually don't achieve supersonic hand speed. The way of refining is useless by relying solely on speed. To perceive and understand the different characteristics of the material and then apply unique processing methods. You still have a long way to go. It's impossible. I'm the strongest alchemist. I'm the strongest. In the third round, I will definitely refine a powerful bomb to kill you. Li Yao's mentality has collapsed. You have already lost. Your current mental state is not suitable for refining weapons. It's better to stop here. Ha ha ha, you're too scared to come with me for the third round. You've reached your limit, haven't you been able to hold on? Okay, let's do the third round. Although it is unclear what kind of bomb he is refining, judging from his unstable mental state, this refining may not be as good as the previous two. 20 minutes later. Not powerful enough. I need to carve another attacking talisman array. If I kill you, I must kill you. I won't lose. I'm the strongest. It's not good to explode. Come and save the people. Quickly save people. Cough cough, don't let anything happen to him. I can't see the situation at all. How is Li Yao doing now? Incorrect. This is not a crystal bomb, it's a hybrid variant of smoke bombs, illumination bombs, and interference bombs. Summon crystal armor. What is there? Could it be Li Yao? Why do you still have crystal armor? What is crystal armor? Last time I calculated that it would take at least 3 seconds for you to put on the crystal armor. Why is it so fast this time? We fell for it and actually fell for you, you scoundrel. Now is not the time to deal with curses. What happened? The crystal bomb exploded. Master Huangfu, what's going on? Master Huangfu. Go save the people quickly. Ah. Su Lao, where are you? What the hell is going on here? What happened? The bomb really exploded. How is that possible? I heard that your 2 knives are very fast. If I hadn't been in a hurry today, I would have really wanted to see it firsthand. Ha ha. Why was it clearly weak before? Why didn't you hear Mr. Su's voice? It's not good. Humph, it's your turn now. Master Li Yao. Master Li, spare my life as a dog. I'm just a dark cultivator. I haven't done anything. I was forced by them. Is it really forced? Really, I had no choice. The Changqing Palace kidnapped my entire family. If they don't cooperate with them, they will feed my family to monsters. I have no choice. Since that's the case, go and see how Huangfu Xiaoya is doing. Yes, thank you, Master Li Yao. Li Yao. It's me. Inside the smoke-filled cabin. What exactly happened? You didn't sincerely seek refuge in the Palace of Eternal Life. You never intended to become a cultivator. Oh, you know. How did you tell the truth from the wild bear meeting? Or even if they are true cultivators, you must mercilessly blow them up to gain our trust. You are so vicious. Of course I know those miscellaneous people are not cultivators of the Crazy Bear Society. That treasure was indeed damaged by the explosion. When I was kidnapped by you, I didn't even put any alarm weapons in the room. So your conversations with Huangfu Xiaoya are all fake. Do you know there are crystal eyes and listening devices in the room? It's impossible that the remaining 3 crystal eyes and listening devices are highly concealed and refined through my lifelong efforts. I'm really not sure. I just assumed there were crystal eyes and listening devices in the room to ensure that everything went smoothly. No wonder you're so generous in sharing your magical powers with me. You've already planned to kill me. And I was so foolish that I sincerely taught you so many divine powers. Wait, You made a heart-wrenching oath that you cannot go back on your word. Otherwise, you will be troubled by inner demons, greatly reducing the success rate of refining tools. When did I say I wanted to go back on my word? Master Huangfu 11 invites disciple Li Yao to pay his respects. The apprenticeship is over, so hee. This is my hand. What are you doing? Don't come over, don't come over. You can't kill me. I'll make a deal with you. I still have many supernatural powers. If you kill me, I won't be able to obtain them. I'm a bit foolish, I can't even steady many supernatural powers. The supernatural powers I've mastered these days are enough for me to digest for a while. I'm not greedy. I'll keep the remaining